Well, actually...
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just about my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind.
It's the Travel OG, and welcome to the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0!
We got started in 2021 in Atlanta, united in the pursuit of excellence in all things. It's been one hell of a ride.
Can I tell you what's on my mind? Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
We're now focusing more on opportunities for men, in particular passport bros. Guys who go abroad, they want to have a different lifestyle, they want to have a different achievement abroad. Oh yeah, there's without a doubt the narrative has changed for us greatly.
I just finished speaking and having a chance to tell individuals about how to live the American dream outside of America. And I was here to help so many men when it comes to understanding what they need to do in order to relocate.
With the political climate, things that are happening worldwide, guess what? Nobody's coming to save us. So it is indicative that we all bound together, tighten up like a fist, and strike a mighty blow against everything that's fighting to stop us, man.
It's nothing but good, positive people, good, positive energy with one goal in mind, and that is to make money, get the hell out the Matrix, and enjoy your life. You dig? So shout out to all of y'all. Theme music.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually...
Well, actually, they're here with Andre and I. Love Crossing Borders. Yes, one of those nights. It seems to be that the more that we see individuals that are relocating outside the United States, the more we're surprised at how many people are watching us. It will amaze you what walks of life reach out to me and probably reach out to other individuals in regards to relocating to other countries that are very well known. I might not say anything, but there are well-known individuals that are looking to relocate and find peace outside the United States. Many of these people are well off. They've made their good money. They've done what they need to do, and now they're ready to leave. One of those individuals, among many we're going to talk about tonight, is Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard said, listen, when it comes to this acting thing, when it comes to being in the States, when it comes to dealing with the women in the States, politics and the ups and downs of the States, Terrence Howard said, I'm done. I'm done. And he's not the only one. On tonight's episode of Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders, we're going to look at not just what Terrence Howard recently said in regards to relocating to another country. We're going to hear about what country he plans on moving to, what other brothers and sisters are already there. At the same time, we're going to hear from other actors, actresses, and individuals that are in sports who have decided that, yeah, made my money, I raised my kids, time for me to go. It is not just Terrence Howard, and it's not just us who are looking to relocate to other countries. So shout out to all you guys that are here. We're going to have a great time with this particular episode. Why is it that more famous Black people are relocating outside of the United States? But you know, before we do that, we got to do some shout outs. We got 23 in the building. Shout out to all you men that are here. Let me bring the music back up. There we go. Shout out to all you guys that are here with, once again, Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. Appreciate every one of you. We're going to have some fun tonight. This is a very motivating episode. If you need some motivation in regards to your decision of whether you want to leave in the United States in 5 months, 5 years, or 15 years, you've come to the right place. Oh yeah, buddy, you've come to the right place. You've come to Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders, where we show you about finding love across borders, or show you how to fall in love with the borders that you crossed. Yes, sir, guys. We got a great show tonight, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is going to be a classic one. Definitely. Let's get started with it. Shout out to my brother. With it being numero uno, the number one tonight. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Appreciate you being here. And we got the Detroit boys already. Them 313 boys are in the building. He said, yep, I got my popcorn bucket ready and focused on today's show, Big Brother Dre. Salute to you too, brother. Salute to you too.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with that man. That man from Detroit, Michigan. Detroit boys. What up, though? Go. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to see that you're here. And we can't get our brother, numero tres, David Dice is in the building. Glad to see that you're here, family. We say, family, Andre and Andre, salute to you as well, David. Hope you're having a great evening, brother. Salute to you as well. He say the more motivation to leave America, America the better. Not America or for the better. Yep. He say hustle and flow. Right. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Yeah. If hustle and flow about to leave, what are we to do? Shout out to Roland Traveler. Salute to you, brother. All you, good morning to all you brothers that are out there in Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Thailand, as well as all the other countries out there, Malaysia, Cambodia, Japan, Mongolia. Shout out to all you guys out there in India. Glad to see you guys are here. Good morning from the Philippines. Drinking my cafe. I'm enjoying a cup of cafe myself. He said, listening to Terrence is always dated majority out. He said, I'm sure it's more about his theory. We're going to, you know what? We're going to look at some of Terrence Howard's theory as well. We're not going to sit back and because a lot of guys don't realize how smart Terrence Howard actually is. Terrence Howard is genius level smart. So we're going to look at a little bit about, because a lot of us know him from the actor point of view. And there are other actors throughout history that have done some amazing things, and actresses that we just know them on the big screens or on television. We don't realize in the real life that these people are doing some amazing things behind the scenes. Some amazing things behind the scenes. Shout out to all you guys that are watching over from Rumble, as well as you guys that are watching from Andrea's channel. Shout out to all you guys that are watching from Kick, Instagram, all you guys that are watching from X. We appreciate you all being here. We really do. Shout out to our brother Ahmad Milner of the Milner family. Glad to see that you're here as well, brother. Salute to you. Salute to you. Glad to see you're here. And let's scroll down a little further because we got our brother Tim Howard in the building. He says, wowed the rich Black American men are still living in America. I don't get it. I don't get. But you know what? When you've been programmed so much to stay on the plantation, you can open the gate now. I'm gonna say this again. The plantation owners have opened the gate long time ago. Black folks just ain't go nowhere. I'll say this again. Black folks ain't going nowhere. The percentage of us that travel internationally, it's less than what, 1% to 2% of us among the Black community, whether it be male or female. We are a small pool, even though everybody knows about us by way of the fame of the Passport Bro movement. Shout out to Aaron, Ferris, and all you other guys that are out there with the Passport Bro movement. Brother Rob of Passport Podcast. Shout out to all you guys out there, but I kid you not. The pool of Black folks that's willing to leave, even though the gate is open, even though the fence is open, those sheep aren't going anywhere. I told y'all before, Black people love America more than white people. Okay. Yeah, y'all think I'm playing. I said this in the past. Shout out to you guys that are supporting by way of PayPal, Dash App, Super Chat, and Bitcoin. Black people surprised me when I left. Surprised me. White folks ain't changed a bit. They still the same white folks who I thought they were, right? Good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. You got good people in every group. You got some crazy people in every group. But who surprised me the most when I left America was not Asian people, was not Latin people, was not white people. Black people. Boy, y'all had me fooled. Y'all had me. I really thought that Black people did not like the United States. I didn't think Black people didn't like the government. I did not think Black people would tolerate certain things that they're still tolerating. I do. Listen, I don't know. I'm not the only one that was naive and caught off guard. As much as Black people talk about, complain, play the victim, feel hoodwinked. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. I really thought, we've been marching all these years. We shall overcome all these years. I'm seriously, we're Underground Railroad all these years. The Reformation age, Jim Crow era. I thought Black people, the moment that y'all got a chance to leave, and I'm serious, I am so sincere, no jokes. I thought Black people, the moment we got our money right and we got a chance to leave, we would be the first ones on the planes smoking outside the United States. I sincerely thought that. Boy, was I wrong. You Negroes, you love the plantation far more than massa. We built the plantation. We cropped the plantation. We put down seeds on the plantation. When it snowed, we were snowed in on the plantation. When it was hot, we was out there working on the plantation. Andre, ain't no way in hell we gonna leave the plantation. I did not know y'all thought like that. Why do you think I don't? If you ever notice, I do not have average Americans, Black, especially Black people, on this channel interviewing. You ever notice that? Average American? If you ain't got no countries under your belt, you ever notice I do not ask you to come up on this channel. You got to have some countries, plural. I'm not talking about no cruise, the Cozumel, Mexico. I'm not talking about you went to Toronto for the Caribbean Festival one time. No. Black people, you think white people with flags in the Confederate flags on the back of their truck? I thought hillbillies, rednecks loved America more than Black people. Hell no. Don't nobody love that plantation more than Black people. Nobody loves that plantation more than black people. That's who's gonna be the last ones there. White people will leave the United States and let it burn to the ground. And white people will sleep, black people will sleep among the ashes. I forget which speaker, or I think it was W.E.B. Du Bois who said this about black people. If you don't let them through the front door, don't worry. Black people will go and build a back door for them to walk through. If you don't let them come into your restaurant through the front door, don't worry. Them Negroes are so eager to be on that plantation, they'll build their own back door to walk through. So when I sit back and I say, dude, y'all had me fooled. I ain't gonna even lie. That one, out of all, how American food is, I already knew about that. How egotistical we are as Americans and we don't know anything about other countries. I knew about that. How feminine, friendly, supportive, and submissive women in other countries can be. Yeah, I kind of knew that. Black people's love for America, when most of us don't own as much land, most of us don't own this, most of us barely own a car. Most of us got this college debt that's killing us. You still got people that's trying to pay back their rent from when President Biden during the pandemic put a halt on rent. Some people still paying back their rent now. And you got them black folks ain't going. Credit is shot. Most black folks' credit is shot. But if you tell them you could go to another country and build a new life in a new credit line and be responsible with your monies, and you can purchase a piece of property, you don't have to pay $400,000 for a piece of property. You can buy that same piece of property for $75,000 in Thailand or the Philippines. Black folks ain't going nowhere. You can tell them that food is unhealthy, that they are dying at a record number. They're getting cancer more than anybody. Black women are dying faster than anybody for birth, during birth of a child than any other race. You can tell black women, listen, you have a better chance of going to the doctors in Europe or in Philippines or any other, even in Canada. Black women ain't going nowhere. They will still get on those operating tables, give and try their best to give birth to children. The child survives, and black mothers will continue to die. They are not leaving that plantation. I'm gonna tell you that now. That's one of the main reasons why I shut up when it came to telling black people in masses to relocate. You will never hear that come out of my mouth. Black people will put a noose around my neck, and I will be the one hanging from a tree in Atlanta. Y'all just had a hanging of a young man found in Atlanta. Y'all still swinging from ropes, and black people ain't going nowhere. Dude, every time we see Klansmen march, you ever notice we look at the Ku Klux Klan like, what y'all marching for? Black people killing themselves. Man, if y'all don't go home and get y'all Pabst Blue Ribbon or slits and sit on down somewhere, kick your shoes off. Hey, KKK, I know you feel useless now, right? You feel like you ain't got no jobs, ain't nobody heard from you in all your Aryan nation. Remember in the 80s and 90s, all you bald boys, all you white boys used to shave your heads off and walk around just looking for a fight. Y'all feel useless now, don't you? You know why? Because black people are destroying themselves in record numbers. Black kids are running out there talking about team takeovers. When the last time y'all saw a white team takeover? Where white kids just running up and down neighborhoods, just stomping on people's cars and throwing rocks in people's property. You ain't seen that. What about Asian team takeover? You seen that one? Okay, it's gotta be a Hispanic Latin team takeover, right? With just Latin kids just running around, destroying. Oh, they ain't doing that? only black kids on the plantation raised by their mamas and a few daddies are running through the communities tearing up stuff. Yeah, y'all ain't leaving that plantation. Y'all love America. And when I say I love America, I wish a white man would tell black people that they will have, we built this country. We did this for this country. We did that for this country. We did. But that's not the only country we did it for. Black people, we've only been in the United States a little over 400 years. And I'm talking about the country thereof. I'm not talking about the continent. We've been in North America a lot longer than that. Stop being stupid. Yes, black people, we've been on the continent of North America a lot longer than 400 years. I'm talking about the country thereof. We've been in the United States even before there was a Declaration of Independence. We've really been there like 500 years as a country itself. But let's just go with the history of the country, not the continent. From the day Crispus Attucks died, fighting for the freedom of this country, the first person to die for the United States of America was a black man. And I'll still tell you this. At the end of the day, 400 years later, we ruled Europe twice as long. We ruled Europe as kings and queens, and we've looked at it on this show before, for 800 years. We brought libraries, we brought soap. I don't know why they don't use it, but we brought soap. We taught them how to create baths and bathhouses. We taught them what a sewer system was. We showed them how to be strategic with wars. We're going to look at tonight one of the #1 Viking warriors of all time in Europe was a brother. We're going to look at that tonight. Viking, brothers of Viking? Yeah. But no matter what I say to black people, dude, I could have a meeting and say, we're going to have an online Zoom meeting. 30 white people going to show up. Black people? Shh. Black people? We ain't going nowhere. That fence of the plantation with our passport has been open for years. And them Negroes and Negrettas ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. That's why I don't feel sorry for the black community when it comes to black love no longer existing. Because we think if we can't find black love on the plantation, forget about all the black love in Colombia, the Afro-Colombians, our brothers and sisters. Forget about all our brothers and sisters that are in the Caribbeans. Forget about all the black people that are in Brazil. Over 112 million black people live in Brazil. That's not real black. Colombians not real black. Haitians and Dominicans aren't real black. Turks and Caicos in Bermuda and in Barbados, those aren't, in Belize, those aren't real black people. The brothers and sisters that live in Europe and Portugal area and Spain, those are real black people. The brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa, all 54 countries, well, those are historical black people. They're not real black people. We're foundational black Americans. We laid the foundation. No. We know historically we were used. We were used. We're a product. We were put out the pasture after we were used. America didn't need us anymore. It was already on its own feet. And it came out with laws to keep us down. And fortunately, we became somebody in spite of those laws. Shout out to us as a people. But now when it's time to relocate and live the rest of our days as a unit in peace, stop complaining about America if you ain't leaving America? Why you crying about a Trump if you ain't going nowhere? Why you crying about $8 gas prices if you ain't going nowhere to where they got $4 gas prices? Why you crying about this food is so unhealthy for my kids? I don't know why he big like that. I don't know why she didn't get, my daughter look like she is 19 and she is only 4. Don't cry about the food in America if you ain't going nowhere. All we do is complain and holler victim. So I kid y'all not, man. Y'all fooled me. I'm gonna go back to the shout outs. I'm gonna tell you this. Black people, y'all had me fooled. I swear, y'all had me fooled. I'm sitting back thinking about We Shall Overcome, and I'm thinking about Malcolm X and his migration, and I'm thinking about Martin Luther King when he went to all these different places and he discovered the rest of the world. I'm thinking about Frederick Douglass when he left, and I'm thinking about James Baldwin when he went to France. And I'm thinking about all these other, Stokely Carmichael went back to the Caribbean, and I'm thinking about all these famous people. Marcus Garvey building boats to get Black people to live and enjoy the rest of the world. I'm thinking about all these people. I'm thinking, boy, when Black people get a chance to know about passports, man, Black people we out of here. Man, I found out you Negroes ain't going no goddamn where. I might as well be out here on a deserted island. Y'all ain't going nowhere. So I learned, when it came to Black people in masses, don't you ever try to tell Black people to get off that plantation. Them Negroes ain't going nowhere. And I don't just mean me, any of y'all. I dare any of y'all try to come out with a YouTube channel trying to tell Black people in masses to leave. Man, that channel ain't going nowhere. I don't see one on TikTok, Instagram. I ain't seen not one content creator blow up from telling Black people that they can leave and get off the plantation finally. You're gonna end up with 212 subscribers messing around trying to play with the Black folks in their plantation. I've learned to shut the hell up. I'm leaving Black folks alone. Y'all, hey, I love you, but I know you. I'm telling you, I love you, but dang it, I know you now. You have taught me something about Blackness I never knew about. I didn't even imagine Black people were like this. I thought y'all was so ready to leave that plantation as much as y'all complain. Oh my God, y'all had me fooled. And somebody opened up that gate, y'all like, I ain't going nowhere. We built this country. Our grandfathers are buried on this land. Black people, got news for you. There's not a continent where we don't have family buried on their land. We already looked it up the other day. I showed you that the original Japanese were Black. The southern India, nothing but Black folks. A whole continent called Africa, Black folks. You still got Blacks that were descendants of royalty that are living in Scotland right now, in Wales right now. But y'all swear the only place is really Black is FBA and ADOS. America's the real Blackness. Well, keep your butt right on that plantation. I swear. The gate is always open. The gate is always open. But y'all like sheep. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't going nowhere. And y'all, all you Black folks in the comment section, if you mad, stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. Just say, Dre, man, you just snapping on your own people. You right. Because I got the right to snap on my people because y'all fooled me. You right. I have the right to snap on my own people because y'all had me fooled. I thought that when y'all got the chance and y'all got y'all money right and y'all had the opportunity, you would get the hell off the plantation. And you still got the mega rich still living on the plantation. You got retired NBA players, retired NFL players still going through hell on that plantation. You got dudes like Diddy that should have been gone. Should have been gone. If you want to throw them Diddy parties, you should have had a Diddy Island. So you gonna let the white boys like Epstein had their own little oil infested island, but you didn't know how to have your own Diddy Island with grown women and grown men. But you gonna really do it in Los Angeles, where everybody gonna find out. You really gonna do it in the Hamptons like that, where everybody can find out eventually. That's how programmed we are. They can give us the money. We can make the money to get off the plantation and buy an island, and we still won't. You got Johnny Depp. Johnny got his own island. White boy. Shout out to Johnny. His woman sat up there and defecated all over the bed on his island. Tried to make that man look bad and was found guilty of lying on that man. Now they want to beg him back into some movies, right? Get your own. So if you want to put baby oil all over the sands, you can, Diddy, but black people don't think like that. We think that we owe an allegiance to that plantation, and I don't know where that came from, because I'm telling you this, white folks don't. White folks out here. Let me clear my throat. White folks write books about leaving America. They do documentaries about leaving America. They have conventions about leaving America, workshops about leaving America. They make movies about leaving America. White people ain't never been scared to tell America, you can kiss my... They ain't never been scared about that. You see, as soon as Trump got elected, all them white folks just up and I'm out. I'm leaving here. They didn't get ostracized. They didn't get put down. They didn't get mocked. You ain't see no voodoo statues of them being hung outside of a tree. None of that. White folks are not scared to tell y'all, we like America. Thank you for the money, America. We appreciate America. But yeah, we gone. We gone. We going down to Mexico. We going to Europe. But you Negroes, if white people ain't saying we're staying because we laid the foundation, when the last time you saw white people say, I'm not leaving America because my ancestors are buried here? I'll wait. When the last time you heard Jeb? When the last time you heard Bubba say, well, you know what? We ain't leaving America. This is our homeland and our kinfolk buried here. We ain't leaving. Our ancestors are here. How dare you ask me to leave this soil? You don't hear white people talk like that. White people be like, Trump ain't doing nothing about it. He was supposed to give us the money for our farms. He didn't give us the money. We broke. We got enough money to get the hell out this country. And now you see white people leaving. White people say, F them farms. We up out of here. Right? We can't get no more subsidies. Subsidies is white for welfare. Just in case you ever wonder. They call, in our community, they want to call it welfare. In the white community, it's called subsidies. No more subsidies. Man, they took the little bit of money they got, sold that damn farm, and they gone. But not you brothers and sisters. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all can keep y'all yeah. Talking about some of our ancestors buried on this land. As if they had a choice. Our people were enslaved. If they had a choice, they'd have still been on the continent of Africa if they had a choice. It wasn't like they did it on purpose. Our ancestors are buried here on this land. You mean the people that was forced to be on this land and you have a choice? But hey, black folks, really deep down inside, with all that pookie and wildness behavior that I see on TV, yeah, y'all stay right where y'all are. Don't come out here. I do not need your sons, and your hood daughters to be out here. No. Ain't no welfare, ain't no government subsidies out here. You stay right where you are, black folks. Stay right there with the white folks. You stay right there. Talking about something in this our ancestors are buried. My ancestors told me to go live the life that I deserve. You only get one life to live. That's what my grandmama told me. That's what my granddaddy told me. That's what my uncle told me before he passed on. Live the life that you deserve to live. Boy, you only get one life, one chance, one time. That's it. You better go live it, boy. Don't be sitting around my grave. Y'all funny, black folks. Johnny says this. Let me turn the music back up. I know I had a little early rant, but I kid you not, man. That black people just hurt my love. I ain't gonna lie. That kind of hurt my feelings. That kind of hurt my feelings, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. I thought black people were so ready to leave this country. I mean, leave the United States and really find love and peace. And yeah, well, it's racism out there. It ain't nothing like the racism that we dealt with in the States. I'm gonna tell you this, black people. If you could handle and make it through lynchings, police brutality, church bombings, laws that were set up against you, red line districts to where you can only buy houses in certain communities and you can't. The theft of all your insurance monies in the 60s and 70s, where if you died, they give your wife nothing, even though y'all have been paying on an insurance policy forever. Jim Crow and slavery. You telling me that little little remark that some Italian gives you in Italy, that's racism? You telling me that somebody say something slick under their breath in China, that's racism compared to what you dealt with for 400 years? You telling me that's just gonna break your back? If you are black and you are worried about racism in another country, bruh, stop worrying, because ain't nobody hanging y'all from trees like they still doing in the States to this day. Every time you turn around, they find one of y'all hanging from a tree. And I say y'all because I ain't there no more. And a lot of us brothers and sisters aren't there anymore. So since y'all want to be on a plantation, I use the term y'all. Y'all getting hung from trees. But if you think the level of racism that you dealt with for 400 plus years exists in Colombia, exists in Brazil, bruh, ain't nobody dealing with racism the way we dealt with it for 400 years. Nobody. I'm gonna say it again. Nobody. They racist in Argentina. They racist in Atlanta. They're racist in Colombia. They're racist in Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia, the state of Washington. They're racist there. They're racist in Mexico. No, they are racist in Michigan, in Montana. That's what a racism is. You dudes are crazy. Oh, hey. Do Brazilian women like black men? Do Asian women like black men? Bruh, the few women that don't like black men will never treat you as bad as the women back in the States ever will. They will never. The few women that don't mess with black men in Australia will never talk to you as bad as the women back in the States. Will never lie on you as bad as white women back in the United States. How many times a white woman has done? Remember the white woman that sank her two boys in a car in the lake and blamed it on a black man? How many times white people lied about a crime, put it on a black man? They got an all points bulletin looking for this black man, and then later on they find out in court, well, I lied. It was really my white husband that did it. Hey, boo, I just didn't want him to go to jail. How many times have they scapegoat us? I don't care how much racism you deal with. And I mean, I don't care how much. You ain't gonna deal with the level. Ain't nobody out here church bombing black churches in Africa, in Brazil, I ain't never heard of no black churches in Colombia being bombed. But if you go back to the United States, boy, you better hurry up with that church service because you don't know what's going to happen. Somebody either going to bomb it, run up in there, shoot it up. By the time the pastor look up from prayer, he falling backwards with a bullet going through his skull. That's the United States as a black person. And you want to worry about racism out here? If you don't get your ass out, it's out. Boy, man, listen. No, here's what you do. Stay right where you are. Stay right where you are. Don't come out here. Do not come out here. No, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Y'all stay right where you are. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. I got the audacity to want to compare. You go to France and somebody give you a look that you don't like. They're racist. Racism is when your cousin came up missing and they still ain't found him. That's racism. Racism is when a white, young, 20-year-old is hired for the same job that you've been doing for 10 years. They still won't promote you to manager, but yet that 19-year-old is making just as much money as you're making. That's racism. Racism is when you get a house appraised as a black person and they appraise it for $315,000, but all the other houses in the community are going for $475,000. You ain't got to worry about if you buy a house in Colombia and they gonna appraise it wrong because you're black. You buy a condo in China, they gonna appraise it wrong because you're black. So like I said, keep your ass right there. Don't you move. Even though the fence is open, don't you get off that plantation. You stay right there because you ain't built for out here. You built for racism. I'm gonna say this again. I have understood and I've come to a conclusion. Black folks are built for racism because if you had the opportunity to get away from it, you wouldn't leave. If you have the gate is wide open. You've got the opportunity to get away from the level of racism that you deal with. And this is the funny part. Racism around the world, not like the United States, it ain't. I'm gonna tell you that now. Y'all get that one out your mind. Stop lying to other people. The only people that say the same racism is around the world is the people that ain't never been around the world. I'm gonna tell you that now. The only people that's still running around talking about, well, it's racism everywhere. It ain't your version of racism everywhere. Can somebody say something slick? Yeah. You go to a restaurant, they take a little bit longer for you than they do for somebody else? Yeah. Are they bombing your car? No, not like the United States. Nah. Are they overcharging you with prices like another country? Nah. No, they ain't doing that. If you get gringo price, you just getting gringo because you're an American, not because you're Black American. I kid you not, man. Y'all like it too much. Y'all love it too much. Stop. One thing Black people need to start complaining about is racism. Now that I'm on the other side and I've been on the outside looking in, y'all ain't going nowhere. Well, ain't nobody got no money like that. We just regular everyday dudes that left. We ain't all multi-millionaires that left the United States. We ain't all sitting around on 300, 400, 500,000, 2 to 7 million. So all them excuses that Black people want to give, I ain't hearing none of it. I think you like the racism. I'm gonna say this again. I think you like it. And if it was gone, you won't have no excuse to complain about your life and the direction that life has taken many of us as Black people. Not all Black people. I'll say this again, because there's a difference between the ninjas and Black folks. Y'all know who I'm talking to. There are some people that love racism. It gives them the excuse to not do anything with their lives. That's why they will never leave America. Ever. Ever. They mama ain't leaving, grandmama, aunties, cousins, they ain't going nowhere. Because if you leave America and you're not living that level of racism anymore, you ain't got no excuse for your life not to be ish. and you need an excuse. And as long as you can blame the white man and put it on the white man, you got your excuse for why your life is tore up instead of trying to make it better while you're still alive. So I believe that there is a pool of black folks that do love them some old-fashioned country, straw in the mouth racism. They need it. Andre, you going too far, man. You just going too far. No, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Stop me when I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. Because if I was lying, y'all be tearing up the gates. Y'all would be, dude, do you know how long the line? Man, if I was lying, black people should be lined up like they were lined up to vote for Obama. They should be lined up at the post office getting passports. Whether they use them or not, that's up to you. But black people should be lining up to have their passports just in case they ever need them. You Negroes ain't even 1% of us. Not even 5% of us are passport holders. And then y'all want to be mad at me for telling y'all the truth. Y'all love racism. See, you go to Spain, that level of racism ain't good enough for you. That's like small fry racism. I got a taxi driver drove past me one time type of racism. That's not good enough. You go to Italy, they don't serve you your meal in time. That white man must be against it. That's small fry racism. You need old-fashioned real racism. Getting cussed out. Sundown towns. Ain't no sundown towns in Europe. I'm sorry, ain't no sundown towns in Europe. Ain't no sundown towns in Colombia. Ain't no sundown towns in Brazil. Ain't no sundown town. See, you need old-fashioned racism. You need racism where white people dang near spitting on you. That's what y'all love. They dang near spitting on you. They look at you like you need to walk off the curb. You walking down the street minding your business at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and an old white woman is walking down the street. She crossed the street. You need old-fashioned white women crossing the street on you, racism. This old subtle racism that you see overseas, that ain't no real racism to you. That's just gonna make you perturbed and upset. You need real racism, right? Because that's how y'all act. That's how y'all act. Y'all gonna go to Europe and be like, these white people don't act like regular white people. I need some real racism. These white people in Europe, they act like they like me. They act like they want to be. I don't need all these white women. I just need a couple white women. Look up all these women in Holland want me. All these Austrian women and Poland women. I don't need all these. I need some white women that like me, but I need most white women that hate me. That's how y'all move. Y'all move like y'all need most white women to still hate you. That's why you ain't leaving. You need most white women not to like you. Because if you needed more white people to love you, white women to love you, black women to love you, Asian women to love you, you would have been left that plantation. You complain about all the racism among black and brown. Black people in the Latin community don't get along. Yeah, that's there. I'm gonna say this, that's there. See, y'all say Latin in the States, all y'all think about is the white Latin. But when you leave the States, you think about all your Afro-Brazilian brothers and sisters in the Latin community, all your Haitian and Dominican brothers and sisters in the Latin community, all your Guyanese brothers and sisters, all the Afro-Venezuelan brothers and sisters, all the Afro-Peruvian brothers and sisters, and all the Afro-Colombian brothers and sisters, Afro-Argentinian brothers and sisters, Afro-Ecuadorian brothers and sisters, the brothers and sisters in Belize, in Bolivia. You start realizing, wait a minute, Black Latin is not just the white Ricky Ricardo version of Latin. So, but when y'all in the States, you only want to think about Ricky Ricardo and his descendants, right? The white Latin. You don't want to get to know the rest of the Latin community, the black side. You don't ever want to talk about them. Y'all don't never acknowledge the Afro-Latinos and Afro-Latinas. They ain't got no problem with you. But as long as you in the States, you can complain about black and brown Latin, black and brown people don't love each other. They don't get along. As long as you in the States, you keep that lie alive. I say this again, you keep that lie alive. You can make it seem like in the States, brown people and black people don't get along. And then you leave the States and you find out that brown and black people are the same people in Puerto Rico. Brown and black people are the same people in DR. Brown and black people are the same people in Colombia. Is there any form of racism in these countries I just mentioned? Yeah, but like I said again, it's minute compared to what you dudes go through in the States. And that's why y'all love the United States. You gotta have you gotta have a grocery bag full of racism. You can't be coming to these other countries. They only got a spoonful of racism. You're like, man, this country is boring. Ain't nobody getting lynched. I ain't got nobody almost spitting on me. I ain't got in a fight with no white dude in the last 3 months. I ain't heard no racist politician talk about how much they can't stand me. Man, this country is boring. I'm going back to America. I need me some real racism. That's how y'all act. So when I say black people love America far more than white people, it's because black people have been through so much trauma and so much destruction. And yet we've overcome much of it, and still we ain't leaving that plantation, even though we've overcome. Even though we're starting to make money in the billions now, we ain't going nowhere. Even though we're educated as ever, we ain't going nowhere. Even though we've started so many businesses, we ain't going nowhere. And that's why they no longer have to put the Klan out there, because we will delete each other and put a hit out on each other. Y'all know y'all ain't gonna do that to no white boy. I know you ain't gonna do that to the white woman. But y'all put a hit on each other and delete each other and rap about deleting each other in every hip hop song. I've never heard a hip hop song where y'all said, I delete everybody, including the white man. I ain't never heard that one. But as long as y'all talk about deleting each other, they will put that on the radio all day long. And y'all love it. And this is one of the reasons why I know y'all love the United States more than white people. Shout out to Johnny. Let me turn the music back up. Shout out to you guys that hung out with your boys. I figured like half of y'all be gone. I thought it'd just be like 10 people here. After I got done with that rant, like, I ain't trying to hear Brother Andre. He on his Malcolm right now. Andre is on his Malcolm X right now. I'm not trying to hear him. Shout out to all 63 of you guys in the building. He said, what's good, big brother Andre? He said, shout out to the chat room. Shout out to all you guys, man. Appreciate you gentlemen being here. Johnny says this. He said, America, he said, the only country where people brag about and take pride in overspending and being overpriced. Oh, I said that? Yeah. And that's true. I don't see how y'all do that one. For the same product, a cup of coffee in another country, 50 cents. A cup of coffee in the United States from the same restaurant, $5.72. $13.21. I told y'all, I saw the lady the other day. I downloaded it too for an future episode. This lady said She say, look, she's in the grocery store, in the beef was just, it wasn't anything special about the beef in the grocery store. She said, look at this price. $200 for some ribs. I was like, you lying. You are lying. $200 for some ribs in the grocery store. Yeah, y'all have fun with that one. Shout out to you guys that are here. Y'all have fun with that one. $200. Shout out to Zeta being here in the building, as well as LJV, Southern Vegan. And my brother, the real Captain Marvel, says this. He said, I agree with the rich black man comment. He said 100%. He says it's easier for them to get a honorary chairman support on the on a black Caribbean cruise or black Caribbean island and live like a god, influence the economic growth, etc. Absolutely correct. But they will stay. They will stay on the plantation. You know why rich black people stay? The same reason regular black people stay. Rich black people stay because, shout out to Rolling Travelers once again. Rich black people stay for the same reason poor black people stay, because they love to be we've already programmed to be in a country that we complain about. We both live in a country that we can hang our hats of complaints about. Okay. Everybody knows LeBron James is the king of the flops, right? Let's be real. LeBron James will fall on the floor and the defender has already ran down to the other side of the court. LeBron James will flop in the New York second. Ain't nobody be around. Nobody's around him. He will fake. LeBron James will do a cartwheel. If everybody know he's fake. Shout out to the king for doing all that he's done on the court. But the number one thing LeBron does more than shoot shots is fake like somebody touched him. It will give you the look as if he got knocked out, right? We all know this. That's black people. That's black people in white America. We like to flop. We need to be in a country where we can flop. Ain't nobody touched us, but we pretend like we got knocked down and can't get up. We're pretending like we can't turn our lives around and have a better life. We will pretend like we can't be patient for our goals to come to pass. We're pretending. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, and you guys know this. Eat the meat, spit out the bone. Apply to you what applies to you. But we like to flop. Come on, black people, we like to flop. You could have been left America. Why you flopping? The white man holding me the arm. Oh my God, the white man, he trying to take away public assistance, the food stamp. I'm like, the white man, did you see what he just did? Oh my God, he hired that other woman and then hired me. Oh my God, the white man. Oh my God, hold up. Oh, the white man, he took the SBA loans, so now black people can't get business loans. We can't start our businesses. We'll never be able to have another black business in America. Oh my God. We spend so much time flopping. Black people own businesses long before the FBA Small Business Administration even existed. But now we want to flop because they took the SBA loans. Oh my God. We like to flop just like LeBron. And then when somebody tells you that you can leave, oh no, I'm good. I'm not injured like LeBron. I'm not really injured. I'm ready to go run up and down court and make free throws and go ahead and slam the ball. It's amazing how LeBron flopped like he always hurt, but he's always ready to dunk on the other side of the court as soon as you give him the ball. In other words, he's faking, right? He's just flopping and faking. He ain't hurt. That's black people. We will flop. But if somebody says, hey, you get your whole new life, just get this blue book. Your money is right. Hey, get this blue book. There are several countries you can visit. Decide on which one you want, or you could choose 2 countries, and you can have a better life than the life that your ancestors ever had in America for the last 400 years. You could be the first one to not live in the United States among your family for 400 years. Here's your book. And black people will flop, will have any excuse for not getting their passport and not at least coming out here to see what we have out here. Just like LeBron, we will flop. We will flop. I guess 313, you got the popcorn for a reason, brother. I guess you got the popcorn for a reason. Tonight's topic is about Terrence Howard, gentlemen. It is not about black folks in relocation. Shout out to Simple Logic being in the building. Glad to see you here, brother. Greetings from Chester, VA. Shout out to them VA boys, man. Appreciate you being here. Terrence Howard's almost 60. Now he's had enough. Remember, Terrence Howard was married and going through his divorce proceedings in 2017. And then when they told him, check it out, they told him to make sure he gave her $10 million annually. $4 million annually. That's what his alimony was after he divorced his original wife, right? Then in 2017, the state court judge or state Supreme Court overturned his divorce and told him. Now remember, he had just started being on the show Empire. He had already divorced her. How come the judge told him, you need to give her some of that Empire money? So Terrence Howard, even though he was already divorced and started the show after the divorce, the judge she filed for an increase. He said no. It went to the state Supreme Court, and the state Supreme Court judge told Terrence Howard, you need to come out of that money. And so she started making that Empire money off of Terrence Howard. Like I said, you might find a lady, but you ain't gonna find no fair laws in the United States. Y'all think I'm playing. So that's why Terrence Howard is finally fed up. And it's not just him we're gonna look at tonight. Y'all think it's just gonna be Terrence? There's a lot of brothers and sisters that's tired of what's going on in the States. Salute once again to my brother, Jay Anderson the Great. Glad to see you're here, brother. Make sure I get to everybody else. Oh, we got 73. I ain't gonna have time to get to everybody else. Mom Spaghetti's in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Salute to you. Andrew Gregg. He said Terrence Howard done with the States, man. That was a good one. That was a good one. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man, Quality Life Consultant. Glad to see that you're here. He said, greetings, Dre. Please continue to excel in your academic pursuits. Yes, sir, I will. And I actually am. He said, wish you the best of luck in your up-and-coming examination. Yes, it is. He said, we encourage you to secure and maintain your citizenship. Yes, sir. I'm so excited about that, man. You know, this year I'm eligible since Friday. Since February, sorry. Since February, I've been eligible for my Colombian citizenship. So I'm take my examination, get my Espanol up to par, and I'll be ready, man. I'll be ready to take my exam. Yes, sir. I'm excited about it. Shout out to my man, Delwyn, being in the building. He said, good evening, Dre and chat family. Glad to see that you're here. Shout out to my man, the Black Cleaner in the building. He said, what's good to Massachusetts? From Massachusetts to Panama. Shout out to all our Panamanian brothers and sisters. Shout out to black people in Panama, man. Shoot. We in the building. Shout out to Bronx. Yes, sir. Y'all gonna quit sleeping on the Massachusetts brothers and sisters and Panama. Yes, sir. Got the prototype in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Glad to see that you're here. Glad to see that you're here. Let me scroll down a little further, a little faster, a little further. I know I won't get a chance to get up to the comments, guys. I'll just get to the name. Shout out to my brother Leo Gaines. He said, America's the land of money, stress, anxiety, and broken homes. Salute to you, Dre and chat family. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me scroll down a little further, a little faster. Make sure I got everybody. Looks like I'm doing pretty good. Looks like I got everybody. Oh, shout out to Chris Jeezy in the building. Yes, sir. He said, I'm done, man. Seriously. Yes, sir. That was a good one, you guys. I won't even lie. Let me scroll down a little further. I know I got Leo earlier. Shout out to my brother Leo Gaines in the building. He said, I stopped trying to convince black folks to live different and experience different places. Let them be on the plantation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That I have stopped. Shout out to my brother's Black Children in the building. Glad to see that you're here, brother. And Mr. Alexander, welcome. Glad that you're here. He said, white team takeover happened about a month ago. Oh, did it? Wow, that's wow. Thank you for letting me know. About 2 months ago, about a month or two ago, he said, and they beat up an old white man as well. Wow, that's wild. Thanks for letting me know about that. Thank you for letting me know about that. The equal craziness in the United States, in other words. Shout out to my brother No Limits in the building. This great big story coming out of Colombia. 36-year-old man, a white guy. I caught that. They let him go. They found no evidence of it. He's actually suing the lady that actually yelled that out. He and his wife, the white guy in Bogota, they even examined the kids. They physically took the kids to the medical centers, got the kids examined, and interviewed the kids, and come to find out that they were really adopting, him and his wife were really adopting kids in Colombia. And they got accused. So the lady that did the initial, oh my God, they are filing a lawsuit against her because she was the one that started all that. And in Colombia, he could have easily been deleted because Colombia believes in street justice. How he made it to the police station, I do not know. It was by the grace of God he made it to the police station. This is a street justice country. You do a crime, they will not call the police for the most part. They'll yell for the police. At the same time, they are stomping, beating, and stabbing you. There's been plenty of times criminals that just snatched purses ended up deceased before the police even got there. Plenty of times. So for him to even make it to the police van, that's a miracle within itself. So I'm glad that truth has come out. I know they're going to, for the next few months, people are going to say, in Colombia. No, the truth is he's already been released. The children have been examined, and they had all the proper paperwork. Him and his wife, because his wife was there in the hotel, him and his wife are actually adopting 3 Colombian kids. And a lot of people are saying, well, he could adopt some kids in the States. Well, he could have, but they didn't. Tell that to Angelina Jolie and Madonna, who's always adopting kids in somebody else's country. So now they're suing the people, the locals that got him in trouble in regards to that. Yep. And the truth has been all over the news in Colombia. Even the Colombian president spoke on it. He said, well, people really didn't know that, Dre. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jeffrey Rice being in the building. He say, Andre, only American black women or simps say that. I know. Shout out to you, brother. Masters of the universe when it comes to racism. The United States of America. Demeter Love says this. He said, just an opinion. I could be wrong. The only time that you might see racism is at a soccer match overseas. Nah. They don't care what race you are. If you for the other team, they coming for your skull after the game. You better get your car fast. If your team beat the home team, bruh, get that jersey off fast, get to your vehicle fast. That's the sad part about overseas. Going to soccer games is dangerous. I don't care if it's in Europe. And it's so much fun. Don't get me wrong. The energy and everything, it is so much fun. But when you leave a soccer game, man, you don't know who will come up behind you. This just happened a couple weeks ago. Some dudes in Medellin had a soccer t-shirt on, a soccer jersey. Their partners, their homeboys that lived in Medellin was like, hey, bro, y'all need to take them off. And the local bartender was like, hey, y'all got to take them off. It happened just a couple weeks ago. And the dude, let me turn the music down some, guys. And the dude said, okay, cool. So they went to walk down the street just to buy some regular shirts. Never made it. They never made it. The guys from the other team saw them and they walk into the store. They never made it to the clothing store. They almost did, and they got jumped. And the boys who was in the bar heard about it. They came running out, and one of the dudes who was 6'5", the brother, he got that thing, them things put up in him. Okay, baby. All right, baby. Thank you. That's the crazy part about the soccer game. It's not really the race. It's more about that crazy passion for their teams, man. And that could happen anywhere in Liverpool or in France, Colombia or Argentina. It's just soccer fans, man, are a whole nother breed of crazy. A whole nother breed of crazy. Moved to Canada 20 years ago. It may only be Canada, but it ain't even close. Loving life up here. I tell guys all the time, Detroit, Michigan is the only city in the United States that has a statue dedicated to the Underground Railroad of those that escaped to Canada. If you're from Detroit, you know downtown Park Plaza, because Detroit and Canada are like right across from each other, Windsor. And there is a statue of a white abolitionist and the black family with him. And he's pointing, it's a giant statue too, pointing to Canada for black people. Don't stop in America. Don't stop in America. Go over to Canada. And that's why you have so many escaped slaves from the Caribbeans as well as the Americas that live in Canada right now. Because a lot of slaves had enough sense to not stop in America. And the abolitionists had enough sense to make sure that they made it across Windsor, the Detroit River, between Detroit and Windsor, and make it safely to Canada. Beautiful statue too. Beautiful statue. Yep. Shout out to my brother First Class in the book. What's up, family? What's up? Hope everything's going great with you. Shout out to Shadow. I like that name, Shadow Band. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you here. He said, but we got 24/7 electricity in hospitals. America is cheap, actually. Have you checked gas prices in third world? You can only buy them by the liter. Those that know me know this face that I'm making. Shadow Band. Shadow Band. When the last time you lived outside the United States? Shadow Band. I just looked at a video this morning. Y'all got $8 plus gas in the United States. $8 plus. Now we know that's California, but a lot of y'all are $4 plus, $3.75 plus. Electricity. What the hell you think this is? What you think I'm burning candles? What you think I'm using? A flashlight? These flashlights behind me? What about this DSLR camera? What you think I invented this camera? I just created a camera that only I can use in South America. Shadow ban. Hospitals. The United States. Shadow ban. You new to this channel. This channel is all about stats and facts when it comes to countries. You picked the wrong channel to want to be red, white, and blue on, okay? We've showed these stats many a day. When it comes to the medical system, let's just talk about the top 10 economies in the world. China, Russia, United States, Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, countries like that, Australia. Top 10 economies. GDP on point, right? Do you know United States don't rank at number one in none of it? Number one medical, nope, you're number 10. Electricity, number 10. Freedom of speech, number 10. Education, number 10. Days off work, it's gotta be nope, number 10. United States does not rank when it comes to comparing the US to other countries that are like the US. United States is the worst of the worst. Now let's compare United States to developing second world countries. We don't even have to go third world. Let's just talk about countries like Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia. Let's talk about second world countries. Because the United States love to compare themselves like third world countries like the Congo. See, we're better than the Congo. Everybody's better than the Congo right now, okay? In other developed countries. But let's just talk about second world. Colombia, mind you, when it comes to peace, of 130 something countries, Colombia ranks like 83, really low. You know, when it comes to peace, where United States ranks, we're 83, you're 69. Of 160 something countries, the United States for peace ranks 69th. Not even in the top 50 most peaceful countries on the planet. Let's talk about medical. Colombia. Colombia for the last 10 years has ranked number 22. Last year it dropped down to number 36. The United States has ranked for 10 years according to the World Health Organization. Not 22, not 12, not 2, not 28, not 30. Maybe we said Colombia was 22 for 10 years. The United States medical system, your surgeons, your doctors, all of it, your hospitals rank for 10 years. Number 39. It just moved up to 32. United States medical system ranks number 6 in the world for medical malpractice. And it ranks number 6 in the world. Our country, the country that I still love, ranks number 6 in the world for leaving items in your body after surgery. So the United States will leave gauze, cotton, equipment, They're counting the equipment. They're like, where is it? They've sewn it in your body. United States ranks number 6 in the world for taking out the wrong dang body part. Cutting off the wrong leg. Cutting off the leg of a dude that wasn't even supposed to get his leg cut off. That was the dude sitting next to him. United States ranks as the most expensive country in the world when it comes to medical. Yet, United States and the island of New Guinea are the only countries on the planet. Only countries on the planet. America and the small island of New Guinea are the only ones that do not have a universal method of days off that you can have that are paid medical leave. We got paid medical leave? No. United States has paid medical leave per state. Each state has its paid medical leave. We do not have a universal, across the board, federal paid medical leave if anything ever happens to you. We're the only country other than the island of New Guinea. Every country in the world has a federal amount of days that you can take off and get paid by law. We don't have that. Each one of our states make the decision on if you're going to get it or if you're not going to get it, because the states ain't got to do nothing for you. So when you sit up there and talk about some electricity, hey, don't be from the Midwest. Don't be from the Midwest. Y'all do know over 6 or 7 states, including my lovely Michigan, we don't get our electricity from the United States. Hey guys, put in the comment section where you know where the Midwest get their electricity from. I'm going to go to the super chats in a second. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to see if you guys get this. Anybody from the Midwest, where do we get our electricity from? If you're from the Midwest, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, say it again, T-Mac. We get our electricity from Canada. So all that bragging you talking about, why you think Canada ain't got no problem with talking greasy to the United States every time Trump says something stupid? All you Ohio players already know we get our electricity from Canada. Canada already know. Canada already told Trump a couple weeks ago. Trump came to Canada with this long list, this long scroll. You gonna do this, you gonna do that, you gonna do this. They said by the time Trump got done telling what it was for the meeting and pulled out opinion for Canada to sign on the dotted line, they say the president of Canada was the prime minister of Canada was in his vehicle driving away from the meeting on his way back to the airport. The prime minister of Canada told Trump, you can kiss my, and if you got a problem, and you know what they did? They went right back and said, yeah, we're gonna raise a little extra taxes on the Midwest. We're gonna raise the taxes that we charge on Midwest Americans for their electricity. So if you guys notice in the next few months, I'm not talking about winter. We know it goes up in winter. I'm talking about in the next few months, if you notice your electric bill go up in the Midwest, you can thank President Trump for that one. Because the Prime Minister of Canada said, y'all must think we boo-boo the food. We ain't signing ish. And since you want to play them games, he just went ahead, got on that plane, flew back to Canada, got with his team and said, go ahead, raise that price on electricity for America. Go ahead, raise that price on electricity. Don't talk electricity to me. You don't even run your own electricity, America. You don't even run your own electricity. Bruh, they got a big, you want to talk about bruh. Hey, check it out, T-Mac. They just put out a new bill. They want Congress to vote on it. Do you know this new bill? And I just finished watching it an hour ago. Trump's meeting on this with all the big wigs of the auto industry. You know what the new bill is? For it to be illegal for you to work on your car in the United States, you will be fined or you will go to prison if they find out that you worked on your own car or went to a reputable car dealership. They want in the United States by law for you to only go to the actual dealerships to do your car maintenance. And they had the leader of Penske, and they had this one from Ford, and this leader from GM standing behind Trump. If you think I'm lying, look it up. It's a brand new bill. It's a brand new bill. They do not want y'all to even have y'all own. If you get caught doing car repairs and not taking your car, there's a code that all for most of our vehicles, there's a code that comes along with our vehicles that right now, you know, your local, you take your car into the shop and they could go use that code and find out everything that's going on with your car, right? They want to make it by law that your local auto repair shop cannot get that code. Only the car dealership shops can use the code that's in your car. They want to make that by law. And if you want to do repairs, you're going to have to pay a monthly subscription, just like you do when it comes to getting Bluetooth or any other streaming service in your car. They want your car repairs to be, you pay a monthly premium on those. That's what the bill is. And you want to talk about living on that plantation? Y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. And they've been trying to do that one for a while, off and on. They've been trying to pass that bill for a while, off and on, but it never picked up any traction. Now, they got Trump behind it. Y'all think I'm lying? Man, if we weren't doing this particular episode, you know what? I'll show it tomorrow. If we were not doing this particular episode on Terrence Howard and rich blacks that are leaving America, I swear I will pull that up and we will watch it today. We will watch it today. It's a brand new bill. And like I said, they put it out there a few years ago and it didn't get any traction. But now they got President Trump behind it. And Trump is kind of like, I'm not saying I'm for it, but I ain't saying I'm against it. Trump, you let them in your office and you're on national television. What you mean you're not against it? Trump, you know you for it, bruh. Or you wouldn't have all these big wigs standing behind you. You dudes gonna be in the United States paying, you think you pay monthly for your insurance. You think you pay monthly for your car note. Your butt gonna be paying monthly on car repairs. Even before the car needs repairs, you're gonna be paying subscriptions. And you want to talk about what we doing out here in the rest of the world. They don't even let y'all have, do y'all know how many car dealerships, car manufacturers that are in the world that y'all never see? Since I have been in South America, I have, T-Mac, am I lying? I have seen at least 15, 20 on my own of manufacturers I didn't even know existed. I'm thinking Chrysler, Ford, GM, BMW, Toyota. Man, every time I turn around, I see a car dealership. I don't know what is that car? They force y'all to buy Teslas. Force y'all to buy Teslas. While the rest of the world is buying BYD at a fraction of the price and BYD electric cars blow Teslas out the water and you don't pay nothing. Like, you will get a BYD SUV for 40 or 50,000 where y'all paying 85,000 for a dang Tesla. And it ain't even quality. Y'all don't even have BYD. BYD is so large. BYD just launched its own electric car fleet. I'm going to say this again. When I say fleet, I mean fleet of ships. They have electric, gigantic freights that are electric freighters that deliver hundreds upon hundreds of cars. They are programmed to dock themselves, and the cars roll off of the off of the freighter ship by themselves. Chrysler ain't got nothing like that. Ford, GM. I'm from Detroit. I'm cars at the heart. And I'm telling y'all, everything that we see back home in the States, it is a trillion times better and more to purchase outside the United States. Man, y'all, boy, you picked the wrong, man, BYD is fire at a fraction of the price. Man, yeah, y'all picked the wrong channel to want to. Shout out to my boy Jay in the building. He said they got a new supercar. I mean, I saw it. Hey, I saw that BYD sports car. I just saw it yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, Jay. That's nice, man. And I also saw that it broke the record. I forget what racetrack it was on. It broke the record for the new BYD sports car, broke the record for the world's fastest electric vehicle. I mean, that thing was doing 241, 244. I mean, it was an electric vehicle. Well, he says this. He said, yeah, Dre. He said, look at BYD up last night. Last time you spoke about it, he said, yeah, they way better than Tesla. Way better. And they refuse to let y'all have the option of buying BYD or Tesla or any of the other brands that do electric cars. You either get Tesla or maybe a Ford electric car, or that's, man. Let's go to the super chats. Let me not miss anybody. F. Tanner is Tanner. He says this. He says, our people don't hate the system. They just don't like their place in the system. That's, you know what? That's a good way of putting it. If black people were making money of the way that other cultures are making money in the system, black people would not complain about it. They would not complain about it. You're absolutely correct. We just don't like our place in the corruption of the system. David says this. He says, salute Dre and family, Andre and Andre. Chat, shout out to you, brother. Glad to see that you're here once again, Dave. And my brother, my fellow Tampa brother.
We in Tampa, 813, Trigger City. Let's get it.
Florida Gators in the building. He said 1 liter of gas is 0.2472 of a gallon. He said, buddy, if I had triple bypass, and he said, if I had a triple bypass in Bangkok, cost me $45,000. My father's double bypass was $375,000. I met a guy. Remember I told you the story about the guy I met down here at a coffee shop? It came down to Colombia, to Cali, because we have 2 of the top 7 hospitals in all of South America. Medellin has 5 of the top hospitals in all of South America. Not saying that Brazil or any other place don't have good hospitals, but let's be real. Medellin is doing big things, and Cali has two of the best ones. Not even Bogota. Bogota has good ones, but not like two that's in Cali, right? Even though we have more than two. This guy came down to one of the hospitals, and I said, "What happened?" He said, "I had cancer." I said, "Wow, man, you good?" He said, "Man, I am great." He said, "My son is coming to pick me up to fly me back. We're going to fly back to the States tomorrow together." And I said, "Let me ask you a question. How much would your cancer surgery cost you in the States?" He said, "With my insurance, my copay was between $22,000 to $25,000. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay here in Cali, Colombia for that same surgery?" He said, "For the surgery, for my post-op, he said they gave me a hotel that was a recuperation hotel, and I had a in-home nurse that took care of me until I got back on my feet, include my medical, include my post-operation exams." He said, "I paid out of pocket with cancer surgery $2,500. My bad, $1,200. $1,200 for the exact same surgery with better medical." Remember, I just said Colombia's medical system ranks higher than America's medical system for over 10 years. So you got a better medical system, and instead of paying $22,000 to $25,000 in copay on top of insurance, you coming out of pocket for the same cancer, $1,200. I've had 2 surgeries since I've been here in Colombia. My copay with my Colombian insurance. When the last time any of y'all had a surgery in the United States and the copay after the surgery and them taking care of you? Oh, y'all gonna pay something in the States. Remember, we just looked at the video a couple weeks ago where the brother said his wife was hospitalized. Remember, we just looked at that a couple weeks ago? Wife was hospitalized. 3 days. 3 days in the hospital. Remember, we looked at that? What was the bill? $610,000. I think it was $640,000, but I want to reach $610,000 that man paid for his wife to be in the hospital 4 days. He said that doesn't even include the 7 days where she was in another hospital prior to them shipping her over or bringing her over to this other hospital. Four days. 3 to 4 days. That's it. Over $600,000, and you still got to pay for the medical bills of the other hospital that she was in for 7 days. You can buy a brand new car for the price of having a brand new child in the United States. The car got the new car smell, and the child got the new baby smell. And they both will cost the exact same thing in the United States. The average new car in the United States now is between $51,000 to $52,000. Average. Remember when we was coming up? That's a luxury vehicle. You talking about back in the day, that was the Lexuses and the Mercedes and the BMWs classic series back in the day. That's when you was paying over $50,000. That's when you were getting Lincoln SUVs. When the the Escalade first came out, you know, you were getting like top-notch a Suburban for $50,000. Now, the average car is over $50,000 if you get it off the lot. And y'all want to talk about me because I know these stats about our country, and I tell you the truth about these stats, and you get mad at me. I didn't create this economy. I didn't create $8 gas. I didn't create the unhealthy food. When we were kids, food had like 5, 10, maybe 15 ingredients. We as kids could understand what was on the box. Remember, you used to sit back when you were a kid and you had your Apple Jacks. You could turn your Apple Jacks box around while you eating your Apple Jacks. You could read the ingredients, and you could read the little stuff that's on the back of the box, and then you could play with your little toy that you got from your box of cereal. Even as a little kid, we understood what was on our cereal boxes. Go ahead and try to read a box of cereal now. It got like 92 ingredients. And you want to talk about our countries out here? Because we got the healthy version of Kellogg's and you didn't? We still sitting, you buy a Snickers in the United States, it's got 25 ingredients. You buy Snickers in Colombia, it might be 7 to 10 ingredients. Same company. Man, y'all gonna quit, man, acting like our country 'tis of thee. It's a wonderful country. I always say this, America is a great, amazing country. I wouldn't have wanted to be born and raised in any other country. I love being American. But America is not the only great country. That's all I say. America is a great country, but we sell it as if you ain't living in America, you living in the trash. It's many millions now. I'm going to say this again. Millions of Americans that now live in their car and in their van and in their trucks. And we still want to say America the Great. When it comes to women's rights, when we looked that up the other day, America doesn't even rank in the top 50 countries for equal rights for women. I'll say that again. When it comes to equal rights, like equal pay, equal treatment, equal this, equal that, women really think they got it going on in America. Ladies, you ain't even in the top 50 women with equal rights. There are countries that ain't even got American money that treat women better than America treats women. Y'all are funny, bruh. Do your homework on our country. And stop comparing our country to the poorest countries in the world. Y'all want to talk about, yes, compared to Iraq. Really? That's what we doing? Compared to Palestine. See, if you were from, and you always hear the ones that say, man, I love America. If it wasn't for America, my family, where'd you come from? We came from Iran. Well, of course. Where'd your family come from? We came from Cuba, of course. Where'd your family come from? Well, we came from Venezuela. I got you. If you come from the most hellacious, impoverished, war-torn countries, it doesn't matter where you go. America, Spain, UK, you happy to be anywhere. We always want to put the microphone in front of the people that come from war-torn countries. But if you ask somebody from Holland and ask them, hey, is America better for you? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's all right. Ask somebody from Denmark or Sweden, I like it. It's fun. Hey, it's fun. Hey, you guys got great food. Hey, great television shows and movies. Hey, you can make good money here. But the taxes aren't as high. They got to reach to give America compliments when you come from a good country. Hey, look at us. We're trying American ice cream. Because they ain't got nothing else good to say about America when you're coming from Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. They got to reach for a compliment. Hey, look at America's breakfast. Wow, look at America. They've got drive-ins here. They got to reach to give us a compliment. We always want to compare ourselves to the worst of the worst. But when it's time to compare ourselves to the other countries that are the best of the best, we always rank at the bottom. You say bill is HR. Let me know which bill you're talking about, Florida Gator. Shout out to you, brother. You say bill is HR 730 89. Go read it. I think you're talking about the new bill about the let me scroll back up a little bit. Are you talking about the bill in regards to the cars and the dealerships that want you to only do car repairs through the dealerships? He said, I went to the hospitals in Cali. He said, and it's true. Most of the procedures, both medical and dental, are 1/8 of the cost of the United States. Absolutely correct. He said Cuba has higher literacy rate. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know how smart Cubans are. That's one thing I can say. That's one thing I can say, bro. Shout out to my brother Alexis in the building. Appreciate you being here, my brother. YouTube is a habit said insurance and food companies working together hand in hand in America. Like what a corrupt seesaw. Then try to sell the residents on the enjoyment of the ride. That's a good way of putting it. Just my humble opinion. Thank you, brother. So he just gave us the information on that law, that bill that was put forth stating that they want Congress to pass this bill to where you guys it will be illegal for you or your local car shop to work on your car in the United States. They just put forth this. I kid y'all not, bruh. Y'all think I just be saying stuff. I'm telling y'all, we're going to look at this tomorrow. We'll look at it tomorrow. There's a brother that put out a video about it today. But I kid you not, man, they are serious. They want you guys to only be able to bring your vehicles to the actual dealership, the manufacturer's dealership. That's it. And they want it to be written into law. And this is the first time this is not the first time they've done this, but this is the first time that it's had presidential backing. Yep. Crazy. Let's get started with the video. Shout out to all you guys that are here, all 95 of you gentlemen. Appreciate you guys being here. Friday's episode, guys, definitely be here. We're going to have a realtor. We're going to do an interview with a realtor here in Cali. His family has been in real estate for 25 years. He is going to give us a breakdown. And he speaks fluent English, so guys, be ready to ask him any questions. Really nice dude. And he's going to not only talk about Cali, Colombia, he's going to talk about Airbnbs. He's going to talk about purchasing property in Colombia, step by step, how to go about it. So we got the questions already set up. And I just remember this Friday, that's Friday's episode. Tomorrow's episode is going to be about men's mental health and where are Black men going to? What countries? We talked about this on the Patreon. What countries are men going to for peace of mind? We got countries we go to for a piece of coochie. But then there's other countries we also go to as men for peace of mind. What countries are we going to for peace of mind? So let's pull this up with our brother Terrence Howard. Let's get started. Give me a second.
4 days, how Terrence Howard, the actor, has been all on their For You page. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing more Terrence Howard lately than I've actually seen on the set, on the scene, in the movies, in the entertainment industry. But he's trying to give us a message. He talks about the wars that's going on around the world. He speaks a little bit about the president. He talks a lot about a lot of different things that's actually affecting everyday life. And it's just diabolical to me, because when you see these movie actors, you don't really think that they be on this type of time.
I'm not gonna pay this. Well, a year later, if you would pull up my World of Windows patent, I think it's one of the first patents up there, I want you to see where your AR, VR world came from. And you look at the list of companies that has cited, and didn't just cite it, they built their entire AR, VR world off of my World of Windows patent.
So every...
Absolutely correct. Right now, I'm laying a foundation on the genius of Terrence Howard. I don't use that word lightly. There are very few people that I consider like genius. In the next 5 or 10 minutes, you guys are going to realize this dude is on genius level. You know, we see him in the movies. We just think him a regular dude. We see him on TV. We think he was a regular dude. And you don't realize this dude is, his brain is out there like Edwin Hawkins, dog. And yes, the RV, the VR glasses and the VR simulation and all that, the original creator, the original patent for that was Terrence Howard. And when he said, I'm not going to pay that, he meant they were trying to overcharge him for the creation of the actual product so they can steal the idea from him. And they actually did. So whenever you guys put on those virtual reality glasses, you can thank Terrence Howard, because he is literally the originator who created the original patent for the RV whole digital world out there that we have. Let's go back to the video. And like I said, I'm laying a foundation for who the person is, so you'll know why this person thinks the way he does when it comes to relocating outside the United States.
Everyone is talking about this Terrence Howard, Joe Rogan interview. And I'm not gonna lie, it blew me away. But I was also a little skeptical, because I've heard a lot of really good talkers in my life, and I thought maybe he's just knows what he's talking about. Nah, this dude is a genius. Look at this. Okay, so Terrence Howard once held a patent called the World of Windows, which you might have heard in the interview. According to Howard, this patent serves as the cornerstone for many major companies, aka VR headsets. But you guys, he abandoned the patent. His patent, the World of Windows, ended up bringing in over $7 trillion. That's right, trillion. You don't believe me? Look, there it is. Terrence Deshaun Howard. Look it up. That's his real name. And he filed the patent and abandoned it. I mean, take a look at some of these pictures that he made in his patent. I mean, it's crazy. He had literally, I wouldn't say invented, but was very close to inventing VR. I mean, it's insanity. I mean, the way his mind is unbelievable. Like, I'm not joking around when I say this dude needs to be protected at all costs. I mean, he is debunking modern.
This is the alien orb, and this is Terrence Howard's light structure.
What is this that I'm looking at?
I call it a light sculpture. It's my transcendental lighting.
Wow.
A new form of lighting.
This is insane. This looks like a psychedelic experience.
But this is repeating, this is rebuilding and predicting the wave field, the entire wave field of how it behaves. That's what the magnetic field does.
Show me that again, Jimmy.
That's why I call it transcendental lighting, because you could sit up there sober and get taken into an entirely new place. And I just spent it. I have it on a little string at the top, and I just turned it.
Whole new world.
Yeah, if you just make one of these and have it rotating on some sort of engine, people would just trip balls staring at that.
And nobody is, it's like I can completely change the lighting industry. And that's just one of the conjugations.
Where's Terrence Howard?
If you talk to Terrence Howard, do you know his theory about how planets are created? That it's just things ejecting from the sun over billions and billions of years. There's a Goldilocks zone where you can create life. You have to be super technologically proficient in order to control your environment to the extent that you no longer require the sun in order to keep you alive. That kind of makes sense if Nibiru's out there past Pluto.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense
that Terrence Howard, because I just talked to him a couple hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking about wave conjugations and everything.
Me up for like 3 days. I left this podcast for 3 days. I was like, God damn.
Everything in space creates accretion disk. So once you have a certain amount of mass in space, on its own wants to create this circular, like the shape of our Milky Way galaxy, wants to start circling and swerving around itself. And then as it does that, it begins to create friction. As that friction increases, the matter begins to collapse in towards each other based on its own energy. And then it forms a ball. And that then builds and attracts more mass until it builds into a moon or a planet or whatever.
The question actually has to do with your numbers theory. So if by your logic you say 1 times 1 equals 2, are you insinuating that 1 times 0 then equals 1?
Equals 1. Well, that's what we were saying with the identity principle, the identity property. It says that 1 times nothing equals nothing. So now you have the laws of physics have to now adjust because something just disappeared. Conservation of energy can't be created or destroyed. So if 1 times 0 equals 0, then what happened to the energy of the 1? Isn't that the same problem that Stephen Hawking was talking about with the event horizon and the information going in and still being present? That conflict that was started? Well, that's because of the math, the principles.
I said Edwin Hawkins. Stephen Hawkins. And he makes a great point. You can't have 0, but then whatever 1 was, and say that equals 0. And he's like, well, what happened to what 1 was? Whether it was 1 glass of juice. If you take a glass of juice, times it by 0, that doesn't mean that it's 0. That's what he's saying. He's saying whatever the 1 was should equal back to the 1. It should not equal back to 0. But we've been taught through mathematics that it equals whatever 0 is multiplied by equals to 0. That means that this would disappear engulfed in the 0. He's like, wait a minute. If 0, which is nothing, no energy, no power, no presence, no nothing, how can it have the power, if it's nothing, to engulf a something? That something should still equal to what it was. 1. 1 times 0 should still equal to the presence of that 1. 0, which has nothing, should not have the ability to remove whatever the initial 1 is. He said that one of the reasons, he's going to talk about this, he said one of the reasons they corrupt mathematics and teach us mathematics the way that they do, so the banks can always get over on us. So the banks can always get over on us. He said that's one of the reasons. He said also these American actors are being replaced by British actors. That's so true. I caught that the other day. Which is making it harder for them to get acting gigs. That's a great point. T-Mac says this. Shout out to T-Mac with the $10 love over on Cash App. You guys that are supporting by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chats. And Bitcoin. He say in the conservation of energy, it just means that it would have to change forms. That's a good point. He said, it is correct that matter, not energy, cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed, but it has to change forms. Absolutely correct. It could change into something or something else that won't be measured the same like the antimatter. Absolutely correct. Good. You guys are part of the intelligentsia, I see. Shout out to all the men that are part of the intelligentsia. Let's continue on. Like I said, I'm just laying a foundation right now of the man and not just the actor.
And the math are not founded on truth. It's not founded on substance. The identity principle, anything times 0 is 0 and anything times 1 is 1. Where is that number? Where is that exemplified in nature or in universal phenomena? Is it? Do you see that?
So then, are you saying that 1 times 5 would be 6?
Yes. Well, what does it say in the associative and commutative thing?
So you're
if A and B are positive integers, it says if A and B are positive integers, A is to be added to itself as many times as is indicated by units in B.
So you're not proposing an audit. You're proposing like a
well, I'm not the first one
of the way we understand math.
You know what's interesting? In 1856, a man from Liverpool named Richard Dover Statter challenged the Dewey Decimal System and said that it was wrong and created an entirely new system to show how it can be brought into correction. So I'm not the first person to state this. It's a number of people did it, but look up Richard Dover Statter. Try and find him. You won't find him because he's been erased from history almost. But what is the thing called, honey? Dewey Decimal System as a whole. The Dewey Decimal System as a whole. And you will see that the Titanic is headed to an iceberg over there with our numbers. If we don't make a change soon, we're going to crash as a species because our math needs to work in order for our science and our future to develop.
The actress who indirectly created Wi-Fi.
Hedy Lamarr. Some of us guys are old enough to remember the black and white movie days. The reason why I put her in here because to showcase that Terrence Howard is not the only genius that was a famous actor or actress. A lot of times people we see on television and movies, we think, oh, they just regular people like us off camera and they make their money and it's all about red carpets. A lot of people is not just about red carpets. And this famous black and white movie actress who escaped her family in Germany, who were part of some of the top German ranks. She escaped, made it to Hollywood, and invented something that most people take for granted today, where she laid the foundation for it.
Hedy Lamarr was a famous Hollywood actress and a secret inventor. During World War II, she co-created a frequency hopping technology to stop enemy torpedoes. She developed the idea together with composer George Antheil using concepts inspired by player pianos. The military ignored it at the time. Today, her invention helps power Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The military back then told her her technology was not needed. And she laid the foundation for Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth that we use today. And even though the brother invented the electric light, she also had an impact on improving the electric street lights that we use when we drive our vehicles.
And that's just one story inside Paladin. It's like Duolingo, but for history lovers. Addictive, smart, surprisingly fun. Try it now and become the most intelligent person in the room.
So this is Hedy Lamarr, and she starts her life in the most crazy way. See, she's married to a man who is creating munitions and selling them to the Axis powers. She's invited to the dinner parties with the top ranks of the Third Reich. So she does a couple of things to get away. She hires a maid who looks conspicuously like her and then slips something into the maid's food or drink, unaware what. When the maid passes out, she dresses up in the maid's uniform with all of her jewelry sewn into the clothing and gets away on a bicycle. She makes it all the way to Hollywood and is bent on becoming an actress. Now, Hollywood being Hollywood, they typecast her as this beautiful foreigner because she has this very thick accent, as you can imagine. But Hedy Lamarr, in between takes, in between anything she's doing, she is an inventor and she is working on all kinds of things. She creates the very foundation for this frequency hopping technique that would allow for what we know as Bluetooth, GPS, and modern Wi-Fi. At one point, our girl is looking at airplane wings, wondering how she can make them faster, gets a book of animal parts, realizes that she could model the planes, make them quicker by looking at fish fins and bird wings. She created the basis that improved stoplights and co-invented torpedo guidance systems. Oh, her reward, the Navy gave her basically not even a dime. They called her ideas too technical. She doesn't even receive recognition until 1997, 3 years before she would pass away. And if you want to hear the full deep dive, because I've glossed over a lot, head to the link where the links go and check the full thing out. Jump in the comments, tell me who else I need to cover, and send this to somebody who's more than just a pretty face.
Have you reached a tipping point where you guys talk about leaving and living elsewhere, or not yet?
We're thinking about leaving the U.S. because the U.S. isn't necessarily safe and welcoming right now. You try and think about, okay, where can I live? Well, I definitely want to live in a place where they don't have a military base. Because what? Because of the escalation and the conflicts around the world, and now the U.S., the homeland can be hit. Well, you can't be in Hawaii, because Hawaii, they have budgets everywhere. Yep. You can't be in California. You can't be in Florida. You can't be in all of these places that are easily accessible. You want someplace.
Where would you go outside the U.S. that you?
Iceland. Iceland is.
You could live in Iceland?
Oh yeah, we've been a couple times and we love it. But we want a place that's non-confrontational.
And before he goes any further, his reasoning is why a lot of people are moving to Uruguay and Paraguay. Shout out to all you guys that are down there right now that watch the show. Quite a few of you guys. There are a lot of our brothers, white brothers and sisters, are moving to Uruguay, Paraguay. Tax benefits. You can get a residency extremely fast, extremely easy. It's close to Brazil. You got Argentina on the other side. It is military or type of let's put it like this. It's a neutral countries. So a lot of people are looking at Uruguay and Paraguay. So yes, people are looking for neutral countries to relocate to. So let's continue on and see who else is looking at Iceland.
That's what you ultimately want. You want a place where your kids can grow. Because I've got 2 kids on the spectrum, and I worry about how people are. I need to be in a place where you have your water, you have the thermal, the heat there. The dollar cash is going to disappear. I think that's one of the biggest things that's hurting humanity, is this indirect form of exchange, that's messed up the natural interaction. When people bartered, there was a good exchange. Nobody felt like they were being taken or anything like that. I think ultimately, as we become more conscious, we will get to a place like that.
Here I am, Terry Crews on a...
Your boy Terry Crews in Iceland. In Iceland.
Black sand beach. The black man on the black sand. Let me tell you something, I'm home. This is it. Iceland is my new home.
Let me bring that beat back. Y'all think Iceland is playing. Let me bring that beat back. Right here.
I am Terry Crews on a black sand beach. The black man on the black sand.
Y'all, we often say or often think that a lot of our actors and actresses off camera are just, they out there doing drugs, or they're out there partying, or they just living regular life. They don't think about the big picture. I'm going to say this again. A lot of times we assume that our favorite actors, actresses don't think about the big picture like we do. We're so used to us regular people traveling and relocating and discovering new countries. We don't realize there are famous people that think just like we do about relocating. We see Terry Crews in his movies. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We think that Terry Crews. We think about Terry Crews in Friday. We think about Terry Crews in, the television shows. America Got Talent. We don't think about that Terry Crews, Terrence Howard, and other famous blacks are thinking just like we do, and they are preparing themselves to get the hell off that plantation. Shout out to Terry Crews.
Is this indirect form of exchange, that's messed up the natural interaction. When people bartered, there was a good exchange. Nobody felt like they were being taken or anything like that. I think ultimately, as we become more conscious, we will get to a place like that.
Here I am, Terry Crews on a black sand beach. The black man on the black sand. Let me tell you something, I'm home. This is it. Iceland is my new home. This is my place to be. These are my people. I'm trying to tell you, man, I've been to Africa, I've been to Morocco, now I'm in Iceland. Let me tell you, I'm taking over every one of these spots. Colombia, Brazil, everybody else, Shanghai, China. There is no place Terry Crews cannot go. Remember that.
When you're black and you're living in Iceland, you're obviously the minority, right? But when you see another black person in Iceland, you get kind of happy. But before I even talk to them, I can usually tell where other black person's from. So here are the 3 ways that black people interact with each other in Iceland. If it's another American, it's always like this. Man, what's up, man? How you doing? My name is Cedric, yeah. Where you from? And after a few conversations, they become your best friend. And the next time you see him, it's like this. What's good, bro? Hey, man, shit, just chilling, dog. Now, if they are African, they're dead giveaway because they act like they ain't never seen another black person in Iceland. Occasionally, you will get the Africans that do see you, or maybe the other black person that sees you, and it's usually like this. The one blacks, usually Africans, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything, or discriminate. Before y'all judge me and write down some hateful comments, I love everybody. It's just funny to me. And real Africans, they gonna laugh because they know it's true. But they always do this. Where are you from? America. Oh, nice, nice. I am from the motherland. I am from the homeland. Their eyes just get really big like this, like they found a new creation or something. Black power.
The other thing that a lot of you guys who have done your homework on Iceland, you know this. Iceland and that region of countries, women believe in having sex before the first date. I'll say this again, players. Iceland and that region, those countries in that region, and you can look it up. There are plenty of videos on this. They believe in having sex first before going on the first date. They believe that, I'm not saying, they believe that Why become attracted to a man or a woman that you're not sexually compatible with? The women believe I am not about to fall in love with you, and our sex life is trash. So they believe, like I said, there are videos all over YouTube about this. They believe smash first, true story, supper second. So you can get some supper, but you better know how to smash. He said, don't tell them plantation bros nothing. He said, I've seen these people. He said, the Lord said to Moses, he did say that they are stiff-necked people. Exodus 32:9. That is so true. He said, how have the Pookies, he said, how have the Pookies not invaded Iceland yet? I know, right? Yeah, I kid you not. When I saw that a couple years ago, what? And I started researching it, and it's true. They believe in sex first. Like if you meet a chick in the club, she thinks you're attractive, you think she's attractive. Countries in that region believe smash first, then we date and get to know each other. I'm like, shoot, it's a wonder there ain't a lot more brothers up there for real. My brother Amos said, yup. Yeah, absolutely. Let's continue on, gentlemen.
The Vikings weren't all blonde with blue eyes. The king of Iceland was black. You think you know Scandinavian history? You are missing the most powerful warlord of them all. Follow this page, because we were everywhere. His name was Geirmund Heljarsson.
And you can look this guy up. You can look this guy up. That's why I paused it for a second. For anybody that wants to look this guy up. He was actually a ruler in that region. And he was a brother. Let's continue on. He said, stop telling the plantation bros about they're going to be sex pats for real. That'd be the country for them. And mess up Iceland. Please don't. The plantation sim. This is so true.
Which translates to Geirmund Hellskin because of his dark complexion. He was the son of a Norwegian king and a dark-skinned woman from Siberia. When he was born, his father called him ugly and rejected him because he didn't look like a true Viking. Big mistake. Geirmund grew up to be the fiercest warrior of his age. He didn't just raid villages, he commanded an army. He sailed across the ocean and became one of the founding fathers of Iceland. He ruled over vast lands and hundreds of warriors. He wasn't a slave. He wasn't a servant. He was a king.
A lot of people don't know that. I knew that about Harold. Guys, there's a lot of stuff that we were doing in Europe, man.
Who struck fear into the hearts of the pale Vikings. History tried to whitewash the North. Geirmund proves them wrong. Netflix needs to make this show. Repost if you'd watch it. Follow for more history.
Where would you live permanently if you left the United States?
Ooh, honestly,
and money wasn't really an issue. Let's say it that way.
Ooh.
I've always said South America, but more particularly probably somewhere in Brazil. Okay. Just the times that I've been there, and I've been there for work and personal, there's beaches and there's mountains and there's everything there. And it's just like, why not?
I'm going straight to Joburg. Take me, South Africa, me.
Okay.
Because again, a lot of those similar things. Mm-hmm. It's warm, temperature and people. Yep. It's warm. It's friendly. You can experience a bunch of different climates without going too far.
Black folks are leaving this country like in mass. They're going to Mexico. They go to Panama. They're going to Costa Rica. They're going to Lisbon. They're going all over Africa. They're leaving.
Yeah. Now we're going to look at some celebrities that are either considering leaving and are putting a blueprint together to leave?
Cause this ain't
Yeah.
it.
No, this is not
I got
it.
a 5-year plan too.
I believe
Eventually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Where you trying to go?
I don't know yet.
All right, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm still gonna be. I'm bopping around.
Yeah.
I'm bopping around trying to figure it out. I'm going to Africa for the first time this year.
I don't think no emus over there.
I don't
So we
know.
gonna have to-
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know.
All right.
But I'll be looking.
All right.
Now remember, the one sister just said nobody moves to the continent of Africa. Y'all know I got receipts.
I'll be looking for them. I'm afraid of what I might adopt. Okay.
Right.
I'm afraid of what I might come home with. You know.
Mari Hardwick, known for his role in Power, has expressed interest in moving to Italy. His desire to move is driven by a search for a different lifestyle and new experiences that contrast with his life in the U.S. Samuel L. Jackson, often spoken about his love for Europe, particularly Italy. While he hasn't permanently relocated, Jackson spends a significant amount of time in Europe, enjoying the culture and lifestyle.
You have not invited her on those Italy trips that you and Magic take every summer, and I also would love to go on one of them.
Come on now. They ain't telling y'all this part of Samuel L. You got Morgan Freeman and his woman. I think that's Cedric the Entertainer back there. You got Cookie and Magic. You got Samuel and his wife. They all in Italy doing their thing. See, the plantation bros ain't gonna tell you that. They ain't gonna show you pictures of people of color, famous people of color, building a foundation to live in other countries. They ain't gonna tell you that about Samuel L. Jackson going to Italy. They're not gonna tell you about Kobe Bryant being raised in Italy. They ain't gonna tell you about that. It's black people that's famous, that's planning on leaving this country. That's what this episode is about. There are famous black people that y'all think just dumb as a box of rocks. Y'all see them on TV all the time. You see them in the movies all the time. They ain't going nowhere. These people are gone. Gone. Y'all ain't seen SETI in nothing lately. You got these dudes in their 60s and 70s living their best lives. Come on now, look at this. They go there, rent them a yacht for the week, for the month. SETI said Samuel L. said, when I'm done, I am moving to Italy. As well, many of you already know, that's in me and Andrea's top 3 countries that we're considering. We got family there. We got a lot of family in Europe. So we've narrowed it down to 3 countries. In southern Italy is on that list. So when y'all think it ain't no brothers and sisters going to Italy, okay, y'all keep on thinking that. Keep on thinking that. He said shout out to T-Mac once again. He said there are many brilliant black people in so many different areas, from science, art, music, technology. However, the media shows the Pookies so that people stereotype us to think that we are low IQ. Absolutely correct. Lamika Love says this. He said Shakespeare also was a black man. Shout out to Shakespeare. He said there's a book in Harvard by the Harvard Press that's very hard to find called The Life and Times of William Shakespeare. And the back of the book shows his true image. Wow. And my brother says this. He says, super rich brothers, they're different, but the same. Or same as us. Shout out to them. Absolutely correct. They just like the rest of us. They want to live in a life of peace. That's why I say on this channel, no matter what race, color, creed, us men are looking for peace. Black men are looking for peace. Even white brothers are looking for peace. Asian men are looking for peace. Everybody's looking for peace of mind, man. He said, I talk to real blood cousins in Ireland and Scotland. Yep, I know. I have family over there, overseas. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Let's get back to the video, gentlemen.
Those trips. And I mention it to Magic every time he's here, and each time you guys nod politely, and then
this is the funny part. He's begging to go on this trip. He ain't getting the picture. Bruh, these are black families that's having a black reunion on these trips. And I don't even want to put the black part out there. Let's not even put it out there. This guy here is your media. Nobody wants to take a trip with a media dude. They just want to be regular Irving. He don't want to be Magic Johnson when he around you. He just wants to be Irving. Cedric the Entertainer just wants to be Seti. Morgan Freeman would just want to be whatever his wife nickname is for him. And so does the same thing with Samuel Jackson. They don't want to be around the people that interview them. You're part of the media machine. No, they don't want you around. It's not about your whiteness. It's about that you're part of the media. Now, it could be because you're white. But they want to feel like they just regular when they're in Italy. Yeah, basically, it's, hey, no, you can't come, white boy. Go to the Poconos or go to the Hamptons. Go on to the Hamptons, my brother. My brother Meek says, he said the movie, the movie True Romance tells you the history of Southern Italy. Let me write that down. I might watch that with Andrea. The movie tells the true history of Southern Italy. The guy on the chair, they did so much fucking. Okay, I'll have to check that one out with Andrea. Thanks for the suggestion. You say that's true. Shakespeare was indeed black.
next thing I know, I'm looking at Twitter, and there you guys are on the boat, and guess who's not with you?
I can give you the number of the person that rents those boats, and
I want to be on your boat. I don't even want to go on the boat.
I just visit.
We could. Oh, I see.
Because now my wife and I actually do like 2 weeks on like a boat of our own. Then we do the last 2 weeks with Irvin and Cookie. And last year was like, it's like the Black Yacht Club. Like Irvin and Cookie, me and Latanya, and Steve and Marjorie Harvey.
So even Steve and Marjorie out there. We are not Steve and Marjorie fans on this show. But hey, it's good to see them out there enjoying themselves as well.
All three of these yachts were like rolling down the Riviera, and we were like, damn.
And the chef is awesome. The chef is, I bet he is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When we have hot dogs and hamburgers, he makes his own buns.
Oh, you guys are eating hot dogs in Italy? I'm not coming.
Some days.
Everyone thinks celebrities just vacation in Italy.
But they are secretly buying the dream life.
George Clooney, well, he scooped up a villa on Lake Como.
Leonardo DiCaprio has got an attico in Verona overlooking the freaking arena.
Elton John, well, he's living La Dolce Vita in Venice.
And staying in Tuscany with vineyard, of course.
Colin Firth, he chose the hills near Perugia.
Will Smith, a countryside podere in Lazio.
And they're not tourists, they're planting roots.
Tiffany Haddish, the comedian and actress, has expressed her desire to move to Eritrea.
Did you guys know that about Tiffany? Check this out. Her father's from Eritrea, near Ethiopia.
father's homeland. Haddish has visited Eritrea several times and has spoken about her connection to the country and its culture.
I didn't know that. Shout out to you guys that did know. Yeah, I didn't know that. You guys know I've been away from the States for a while, so I'm still discovering stuff. Yeah.
My dad came when Nipsey's dad came. So they all knew each other and stuff. I
didn't know that about Nipsey Hussle. I didn't know his family was from there. I did not know that. The things you learn once you get a passport and you notice other people. He says, once part of Ethiopia and it broke off as a result of Italian colonialism. Wow.
Him around the hood and everything, and you know, he'd be like, yeah, I'm a rapper. We're like, whatever, little boy. I remember he was performing, he was opening up for Snoop Dogg, and he was selling his own CDs. And I was talking to him, and he was telling me like all this stuff, and I was like, yo, I think your dad know my dad. And he was like, you think so? You think so? I was like, yeah, I think so. And the next time I saw him, he's like, yo, my dad do know your dad. Every time I would see him out or about, we would be talking about like kingdom building, like how can we build a bridge between Africa and America? What can we do? How can we use our gifts to bring everybody together to show them how beautiful Africa is? And he was talking about how he ain't been back since he was a little boy. And I'm like, yo, I got the connections. I remember I came back and he hit me up like, Tiff, I'm going. Like, give me all the people numbers, like connect me. And I connected him with everybody, and he sent me these bomb pictures. I was so proud of him. I felt like the best big sister ever. And then he was like, yo, we got to figure out something. I was like, let's put together like a concert. He was like, all right, sis, all right, we gonna figure it out. So I started like making the calls and like getting things, like slowly getting things together. And then we were supposed to meet. And at the same time, I was preparing to shoot my special. And then I get this call. He got shot down the street, like, don't go outside. I'm like, I live right down the street, really, like 2 miles, a mile and a half. And I'm like, no. And the whole block was packed. And I'm, how we gonna do it? Like, what do I do now? I feel like I be needing men to be my leader. Like, and I don't really need men to lead me, but it just feels more comfortable when I'm in alignment. Like, I just feel like I create better and I'm like stronger if I have a partner. When we got a leader, and then it's like, man, the leader got snatched. Gotta pay 2%.
That's a story. Shout out to Tiffany. I never heard that story. She said she only lived 2 miles away from where he got shot. Didn't know about the concert. Like I said, I didn't discover him. Like I mentioned, I did not discover who Nipsey Hussle was until after he died. I didn't know who he was. I've been gone, man. I've been focused on what's going on around the world. I don't have time to be focused on what's going on around the world and then focus on what's going on in the States. Sorry. Okay? Dude, y'all could have had Elvis. I wouldn't have known Elvis until Elvis passed, okay? I'm focused on the planet. He say, wait, I'm confused. She said that she wanted a man to lead her, but she said she don't need a man to lead her. Yeah, I can understand where she's coming from. She's stuck. Think about it. Let's be honest. There are women that want men to be their leaders. But the world of the United States shuns on a woman that says it and just sticks to her guns with, I want a man to be a leader. So society will only accept in the United States a woman saying, I need a leader, but I don't need a leader. That's how America, especially Black American women, will embrace her. But if she's, okay, if you think I'm lying, check it out. Remember when Fantasia was on a Breakfast Club and she was bragging about how much of a leader her husband is? Did Black women not destroy her for almost a year for talking about her man as the leader? You supposed to be Miss Independent great singer Fantasia, going on tour everywhere Fantasia. Your man ain't supposed to be no leader. Black women destroyed that system. Now, when she was a sad baby mama, remember that? When Fantasia was messing around with a married dude, sisters ain't had nothing to say, did they? Sisters ain't had nothing to say when she was messing with when Fantasia was a side chick, right? She had the reality show. She was the side chick. Sisters was, okay, we understand. But years later, when Fantasia said, I want a man to lead, man, them sisters destroyed Fantasia. Them sisters destroyed Fantasia for saying that. They destroyed Monique for saying that. So now let's fast forward to Tiffany. Tiffany got to sugarcoat it because she know how the audience thinks. She like, I need a man to lead. I work better with a man that leads. But, for the other audience, I don't need no man. She always got to sugarcoat. Black women who want men to lead, the good women always got to find themselves sugarcoating it so they don't get attacked by the knuckleheads out there. Because ain't nobody got time to be attacked by the knuckleheads. So in order to keep the knucklehead women happy, I don't need no man, girl. I need a man, but I don't need no man. That's why I say I get where she's coming from. Let's continue on. So right now she's talking about, and this is what I'm talking about, how we don't know our people who are famous. We learn things about Samuel L. Jackson. We just learned things about Terrence Howard. We just learned things about other actors. Now we're learning about Tiffany. Tiffany's going to tell you something about how deep she is when it comes to how often she goes to Eritrea and how connected she is to her family there. I didn't know that she was that connected to her family there. Let's continue on.
What we gonna do? What do I do now? I feel like I be needing men to be my leader. And I don't really need men to lead me, but it just feels more comfortable when I'm in alignment. I just feel like I create better and I'm stronger if I have a partner. When we got a leader, and then it's man, the leader got snatched. I gotta pay 2% of my income.
Is that right? What?
Yeah, I pay 2% of my income.
To them?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I take care.
Oh.
She said she pays, since 2% of her income, that money goes to the country. But in exchange, listen to what she gets.
I also have, land there. I have houses. I have property there. I got farms, land. So.
Wow. She got land. She got farms, plural. She's got property, plural. So yes, she pays as far as the taxation. But Tiffany ain't got no plans and ain't gonna stay in the States. This the part of Tiffany none of us ever even thought about. We thought she was just a regular chick, came up in the entertainment. She all right, but she ain't all funny like that. But she getting her bread and she doing something with it. We don't think about that. Let's continue on.
Yeah.
I was scared to come back to the States. And then I started kind of paying.
Come on now, Taraji. I told y'all tonight is all about these entertainers that are starting to discover to live like us outside the United States.
Attention to the news, and I could feel it triggering me because I was so peaceful. I didn't have to worry about crime or racism or anything for 30 whole days. And then it was time for me to come back. The first thing I saw on my feed was a mass shooting in LA. And I was like, damn, here we go.
Back to the bullshit.
Back to the BS. Exactly. So it wasn't, I honestly didn't want to come back. And when I got back, I felt weird. I felt, I had to train myself to get back into the American.
Do we not talk like this, gentlemen? Do we not talk like this whenever we go back to the States? See, it's easy for us mere mortals, for people to hear us regular guys and ladies talk about when we go back to the States, how stressful it is, how difficult it is, how you got to get your mind right to go back to the States. Like, dang, I'm back here. This woman was only gone a month. She was only gone a month and realized how much peace, how little racism, if any, that she would experience, and how much joy she had. She didn't even mention where she went to. It said when she came back to the States, she had to train herself. It said when I say it, guys look at me like, "Hey, Dre, this your country, man. What you mean? What you mean, bro? You ain't used to this country no more." I'm not used to it. Shout out to Taraji. He said, "Yep, all the time we say how depressing it is going back to the States. That flight home, boy, that flight home. Many a man stated crying going home. Trust, I cried, man. I cried. I ain't afraid to say I shed a tear or two on a couple trips back to the States. I got to go back to this. It's gonna be all right, Dre. Stay strong, Dre. I'm on a plane counseling myself. You gonna be all right, Dre. Man, you'd have thought I was going back to the feds, dog. I'm gonna say this again. You would have thought that I was going back to the feds. That's what you would have thought of me. I was so depressed. Ace Live, he ain't leave his house for 2 weeks. He said if it was not for my sister's graduation, I would have stayed in the house for a month. He said I had to go to my sister's graduation ceremony on a Saturday. He said after the ceremony, I went right back home. It is not easy going back to the States. I don't know why y'all think it is. All you people in the States, I don't know why y'all think. I got an episode that I'm putting together right now that we're gonna watch either probably this Sunday. The episode is now that I'm back in the States. It's a montage of all the people, men and women, who left the States 5 years, 10 years, and for whatever reason, they had to come back. And the culture shock and the adjustment that it took for them to even be in the States. It's so sad, man. Some people go through major depression going back to their own country. I know I would.
Because I was so peaceful. I didn't have to worry about crime or racism or anything for 30 whole days. And then it was time for me to come back. The first thing I saw on my feed was a mass shooting in LA. And I was like, damn, here we go.
Back to the bullshit.
Back to the BS. Exactly. So it wasn't, I honestly didn't want to come back. And when I got back, I felt weird. I felt, I had to train myself to get back into the American ways because I was so free over there. I can't explain it. I was really free. I would go in places and I didn't feel like the only black person. No one cared. No one cared about what my hair looked like or what clothes I had on or all the things that you have to worry about in the States, or especially in what I do. All the vanity was stripped away. I didn't have to worry about it. I had my little Jesus shoes on and my linens and I was happy.
Okay. Sound like she went to Africa, where our girl, Khalees looks good, bro, for her age. Shout out to Khalees. And I'm telling you now, her milkshake still brings all the boys to the yard.
So here are my top places to go in 2026 if you like to travel. I would definitely say you've got to go to Diani Beach. It's one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. It is absolutely stunning. White powdery sand beaches for as far as your eyes can see. It's untouched and it's absolutely stunning. Second, I would say if you're more of a city vibe, I would definitely say Cape Town. Cape Town is amazing. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It's also rated #1 city in the world.
Shout out to my brother Dave. Dave said this. He said, Dre, serious question. Do you think it's a good idea that these actors and actresses are living overseas, especially with the mentality and influence? Their presence isn't always positive, Dre. I say it's good. I say it's good for this reason. A lot of times actors and actresses, and shout out to you for the $10 love. A lot of times the actors and actresses have more influences in the West. And when they leave, just like Taraji said, I was just regular me. When Ludacris first started going back to Africa, he was just regular Luda. He was just regular him. A lot of times we think that the fame of a person follows them everywhere they go. Some people can go to small, like for example, Beyonce today can go to small town China or certain cities in China and they wouldn't know who the hell she is. Beyonce is famous in the West. She's famous in a lot of countries, but she ain't famous like MJ famous. She's not famous like Michael Jordan famous, Muhammad Ali famous. Beyonce has not impacted history. Ali impacted history. Michael Jackson impacted history. Jordan impacted the history of a sport. Snoop Dogg in many places is more famous than Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Some of you guys that are here in Colombia can attest to this. I have seen more Snoop Dogg murals on walls. I have seen more people walking around with a Snoop Dogg t-shirt, playing Snoop Dogg in the pool downstairs. I have never seen them. I have never rolled past a Beyonce or a Jay-Z mural or somebody wearing a Jay-Z t-shirt. Or I was about to talk about how ugly he is, but let me let that go. Or a Beyonce shirt. I never see women dress like Beyonce, move like Beyonce. So we think that people have this major fame in the West that translates globally, and it doesn't. What I mean by that is you could go to some parts of the world and just be yourself, and it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. And that's why you have Khalees. Yeah, Tupac, like Tupac. Global phenomena. Everywhere you go, there are murals of Tupac. Absolutely correct. T-shirts. People know who he is. And we know that Michael Jackson was looking at, I should have put that in here. I forgot to put it in here. Michael Jackson was looking at South Africa as his forever land. I knew I forgot somebody. Am I lying about Khalees though? Khalees is looking good.
World right now, so get into that. Mountains, beach, everything, great food. It's fabulous. If you're also looking for a great city, I would say Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa is a really modern, really beautiful city, amazing spas, phenomenal food, gorgeous people, love it. If you're into like more wildlife and kind of like adventure, I would definitely say Zambia, go to Livingston. It's insane and it just feels wild. You can do Mosio Tunya, you can do like walking with lions, there's like elephants in the street, it's ridiculous, absolutely stunning. And then of course, I've got to say Masai Mara or Nairobi. And if you're in Nairobi or if you're in Kenya, definitely by next year, my glamping tents should be ready and I'm getting all of that going. So definitely come and check me out, come visit. The continent is beautiful. I love you. Happy 2026. Initially, we came out here, I was looking for land, not really just knowing what for even, or like, just was like, let me get an idea, right? Ever since I bought the land in California, it changed my life, and I was like, I love this. Everywhere I go now, I need to be standing on land that belongs to me, right? So really, it was like, where does it make the most sense? Just thinking about like laws and what the culture of the country.
Yeah, she used that Nas money wisely. Most women would have tricked it up. At least Khalees said, I bought me some land in California. Now she's buying land in Africa. Go ahead, Khalees. Shout out to you for using that Nas money wisely.
Is, what the religion is, kind of all these things, right? Like, where can I really, really be? Where it's not so different, but yet where I'm getting all the benefits of being on the continent. Kenya ended up being, as I started traveling, even though Kenya was like the second place that I came, second or third country that we came to, every property I saw after that, I kept comparing to Kenya. Like, well, they don't have this, and the kids would really, like, they're not gonna have that, and how am I gonna, kind of all these things, and everything just kept coming back to Kenya. So Kenya really was like, before I even knew that I was gonna get the land here, it was like every country, like this place had everything. Okay, so 3 cons. The roads, some of the potholes are like literally they will take your car apart, and they have these speed bumps. Like in the States, the speed bumps, like they give you a warning. These speed bumps are in the dark, they're not marked, and you will like hit a bump and leave your soul like behind you. So the roads are definitely takes a little getting used to. And the drainage system is not working, so when it rains, it floods. Also,
so she telling the good, the bad, and the ugly of being in Kenya. Yeah, I forgot to put Mos Def in here too. Yeah, he was in South Africa for a minute.
the trash, the waste management here is trash. Like, it's absolutely awful. It doesn't exist. The other big con for me is like shipping, importing. If you want to live like an American here, it's definitely going to cost you like triple the price. Or anything imported, not just American, but European, anything that's brought into the country, they're gonna jack you. The last con, I would say, oh God, the car situation here is an absolute nightmare. I have never seen such a bad car situation. First of all, they say if it's not used here in Kenya, that it's like new. That makes no sense. So it could be like 20 years old in another country, probably Japan, which means that all of your digital stuff is going to be in Japanese, which is very annoying and no one knows how to change it. They'll still charge, they'll be like, oh, but that's $65,000. I'm like, you
$65,000 for a 20-year-old car just because nobody drove it yet.
USD, and they're like, yes, that's a good price. No, it's not. So a lot of times when I see videos of people talking about like how cheap it is to live here, I think you can do things cheap, and there are things that are definitely cheaper. But I think if you're coming here thinking like you're going to live like an American, that's like definitely triple the price. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so that's my 2 cents. Bridging the gap with Khalees. I love the continent. You should too, because it's where you're from. And peace.
Thailand, Ghana, and number 1.
All the time, I'm trying to figure out where we're going. I don't know. Tina Turner, Queen of Pop, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Tina Turner, she lived in Switzerland, I think. Like, or the south of France or somewhere dope. With a garden in the back.
South of France is dope. I'm sure. Mm-hmm.
Nina Simone told me that I should leave here. And I was like, go where? She's like, I don't know. They'll never understand you.
She ain't lying. I've watched Nina Simone interviews about her take on, the famous singer Nina Simone, and her take on the United States. She could not stand the United States. And when they interviewed her in London and asked her, why'd you leave? She said, racism. America is built on racism. I can't stand it. She said, and I'm not going back anytime too soon. She said, I went back one time after 7 years. People couldn't even believe that it was me, because that's how adamant I am about living free outside the United States. Talk about Nina Simone. Kid you not, man. So shout out to Jill Scott and her desire to even leave. My brother says this. He says, question, if all the Hollywood stars moved to Colombia, which they wouldn't, and buy real estate, in time, it will raise the prices and cost of living for the locals. True, that is already happening. That is a geo arbitrage. That is already happening. That's happening with the locals themselves creating geo arbitrage, meaning that the locals who have money are moving into other neighborhoods to build up houses. That's happening with guys like you and I who are relocating there and causing prices to rise. It's happening because corporations are coming to Colombia and causing prices to rise. The dollar used to be like 4,500, almost 5,000 to 1. Now it's dropped all the way down to 3,400 to 1. So everybody's being impacted already. But if you ask me, would I go back to the state? No. Nah. Yeah, he said, yes, it does impact right now, especially in the next 5 to 15 years. Prices will go up in Colombia in the next 5 to 15 years, but it'll still be a bang for your buck. I've seen prices go up in the last decade that I've been here. Inflation is global. Yep, inflation is global. My brother says, be careful with Argentina. He said, any place where the Nazis fled to, which is true, were welcomed with open arms after World War II is suspect. No, right? A lot of them a lot of Germans fled there. You talking about Khalid's voice? Man, I like Khalid's raspy voice. I ain't gonna hate. I like Khalid's raspy voice.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would listen
only
to
the way Nina Simone can say.
I'd have packed up.
I've been looking. Like, where we going? I thought it was Holland. And it, I like a lot about Holland. I like that they have health care for everyone. I like that people speak 3-4 languages. I like they don't have GMOs in the food. They don't trip on people's proclivities. I was like, that's.
Yeah, Nina Simone voice. Yeah, as a singer, I agree with her. I agree with you when it comes to singing. Excellent voice. Her talking voice, no. I don't like to hear Nina Simone talking. That is so true. That is true. Singing, yes. Talking, nah.
That's nice.
Good way to put that.
Yeah.
You said Holland?
Yeah.
Look at you ready to go. No, I didn't hear correctly. Holland, okay. Make it sure. Right.
I thought it was dope.
It is pretty lovely.
I just don't like the switch over between the dollar and the euro. That don't make me feel nice.
No. Yeah.
So I have to figure out where we're going. I don't know. Africa is such a big continent, and I've only been to Botswana and to South Africa, and that's all like low down to Africa. It's a whole other, it's a universe of Africa to explore. I just don't know where. Switzerland seems interesting because that's where Nina Simone was. I like Switzerland. They got good water.
Yeah. Good chocolate. Good coffee.
Good chocolate. Good watches.
Good watches. Good watches.
Bank accounts.
Swiss. Yeah. Stash a little something.
Black Americans, as you all know, have a very unique relationship with America. Stolen from our home countries, our ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears watered this very soil. We built this country for free, and in return have been denied basic human rights. Still, against all odds, we found a way to live, love, and thrive. Yet, we can't jog through our neighborhood in broad daylight. We can't pray in our church homes.
Now, this is everything that I was talking about earlier. And yet Americans, Black Americans, will mock me and call me crazy while these travesties like this. Look at these people that passed on in a church. But then you want to mock me for not staying and putting my family through this mess.
We can't shop for groceries. And this list goes on and on and on and on and on. So as these historic or horrific tragedies become more frequent, many of us are asking, where is our Wakanda, a place where we are welcomed and loved? Is it time to toss the deuces to the good old US of A and find our roots?
Because as an American, you just got way too many privileges, man. As soon as Chinese people find out that you're American, in my experience, their whole demeanor changes. The Chinese, they have this kind of competition thing with America where many Chinese people want China to surpass America. But even though they want to surpass America, they still respect Americans because of all the things that our country has done and accomplished. And also, for better or worse, American pop culture influences the world. And pretty much every...
For those that don't know, shout out to Danny of Flight Madness. Yes, sir. Shout out to Danny. Danny's been living in China and Southeast Asia for over a decade himself. He teaches school there, makes a really good income there, and not only teaches school there, but Danny also teaches others and helps others to get job opportunities to teach school in Southeast Asia as well as China. He said, I'm on the fence about China. So I want to visit, but I'm not sure about living. I would live in China. I ain't gonna lie to you. Based off of what I've seen, and when I go to other countries, I ain't got nothing to do with nobody's politics anyway. I'm gonna say this again. The reason why certain countries I will go to, well, most countries that I will go to, because I know Andre. I have nothing to do if that country has a president, prime minister, or king. That ain't got nothing to do with Andre's peace. I love going to countries that I can enjoy. And if the presidents say of China says, you can't do this particular thing. Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. Can I keep this apartment for $500? Oh, I can? Okay, cool. We good. Can I buy that BYD car? I can? Okay, we good. Y'all gonna keep the food healthy in China? Oh, y'all are? Oh, we good. I can enjoy life with my wife in China? Oh, I can? Oh, we good. See, I'm not a stickler for all the political ramifications of China's a communist. That ain't got nothing to do with Andre on a day-to-day life. Are they still creating these technological advanced hospitals and laptops and cell phones? Oh, they are? Okay, we good. We good. I think about day-to-day life. I don't think about, but the political, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. I have no problem with going over there and get my yen on. Yes, sir. There are very few countries in the world where I know I will feel uncomfortable. Very few countries. Because I usually don't get involved in the political. That's one of the pieces that I said that I want to have. I want to have enough peace in the country where I do not have to interrupt the political flow or whatever these people got going on in their country. I would not move to Australia and all of a sudden here I'm protesting the Australian government. No, I ain't. Andre on the beach somewhere. I'm watching sharks jump out the water eating white people. I'm all on the beach in Australia just watching white people getting eaten. Oh, there's another one. I told y'all don't go in that water. That's me. I'm going to Peru because they got some of the best chefs in the world. I'm not going to Peru because I want to protest. I'm trying to see the black sands of Peru. So yeah, I don't get. Yes, I would move to China. I have no problem moving to China. Yes, sir. Shout out to Danny Flights, man. Living his best life, man. Think about it, 10 years ago, when nobody was considering moving to China. when nobody thought about moving to China, Danny was out there. Go ahead, brother.
Everybody has something that comes from America that they like. It might be movies, sports, clothing, their favorite actor. In China, there are a lot of people who like to ride motorcycles, and Harley Davidson is one of the most respected brands of motorcycles, and it comes from America. Maybe the only situation that I can think of where you'll be treated the same way as an African is if you're dealing with a Chinese person who really hates or is racist against black or darker skinned people. Okay, in that situation, being American probably isn't going to help you that much. But honestly, it's going to be pretty rare to meet someone who has that much hatred in their heart.
Being black in Vietnam made me rethink everything. Let me explain. Why do I say this? Because you are just like any other person here. So you know how stateside you fit the description, you're a description of someone we're looking for, 6 foot black man walking. Like that could be anybody. And you may get up with a black hoodie. So being black in Vietnam, bro, it's like it changed my whole perspective on absolutely everything, because I can be out in the middle of the night in full black pants, black shoes, black hoodie, and nobody say anything. I could be running and no cop would stop me and say, oh, you don't belong here, or oh, why are you running in the middle of the night? It just doesn't happen, bro. It just does not happen.
Hello, I'm Austin Holloman. I have relocated from the United States to the wonderland, the blessed, very perfect, in my opinion, land of Nairobi, Kenya. And this is my apartment.
Shout out to our brother Austin. Finding his place in the world.
This apartment is around 97,000 shillings, which at this moment of recording,
I know, right? No.
is about $750 US at the current conversion. And this is the living room. We're about to do some cooking, so this is the kitchen here. And I have a patio that has a view of the city. I can show you the view right here. This is in the neighborhood of Kilaleshwa. And as you can see, there's a nice view of the city. In comparison, for people that don't know, or for Africans or South Americans or Southeast Asians that are watching this same apartment in this type of posh area in town of, let's say, uptown Dallas, would easily be $4,000 per month. And yeah, $750, that's basically a fourth of the cost that you could save by living out here. And pretty much everything that you spend in Nairobi will be divided by 4. So you can eat at 5-star restaurants in Nairobi, just divided by 4. The United States is just overly expensive, just on every aspect. My groceries are divided by 4. So I'll show you the rest of the apartment as well. Number one, I was already living in Brazil, and then I decided to become a digital nomad and start jumping around the world. Now, I came to Tanzania first, and then I went to Nairobi after I met some Kenyans there, fell in love with it. The first couple of hours I was there, I could just feel it. There's a certain energy if you're here in Nairobi. And I could feel that the minute I stepped outside and started walking down the street. And I went to Uganda, Rwanda, came back to Kenya. I loved it that much. Stayed for a couple more months, then I went to Zambia, came back to Kenya for a couple more months, and then I went to Ghana, Senegal, and I came back to Kenya, went to Thailand, came back to Kenya. So I always found myself coming back to Kenya. And then I went from Kenya to 15 more countries in Europe, Southeast Asia, and South America, and even back to the United States, which I hated that trip. But I went back, and God told me, out of all the places I had been to, all the stuff I had experienced over the year and a half, anything that I had doubtful about Kenya was now irrelevant. And now I realize that this was the best place for me to be at.
Book the trip. Do not wait for your friends. Seriously, guys, you will never see anything in the world if you wait for your friends. Here I am in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, for the first time ever. It's my second time in Asia. And the first time I went to Asia was all by myself. 10 years ago, I was going with a friend and he canceled on me. And that started.
I love a good video that you can enjoy the background scenery of a country. He said, why am I still in the U.S.? Yeah, man, I love the background, man. I love to just see the scenery, the walking scene. Don't just show me the parts that you want to show. Show me the parts you don't think I've ever see again.
Started my solo travel journey. And I said to myself, I will never, ever, ever depend on anyone else when I travel. I'm just going to go, right? And now here I am all over across the world in Vietnam for the first time ever and experiencing a world that I didn't even know existed.
Yo, where'd you go?
Greece. Greece, went to Athens, Mykonos, and Syros.
What'd you see? What was the most unexpected thing you think you saw?
Unexpected?
Had you been there before?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
All right.
I would say how beautiful the landscape is and the islands. Like, it's crazy. Like if you look at the horizon, this shit look like you in another, like, universe. It was just super dope. I also was surprised how they looked at me as a black guy. Like, it was almost more like astonishment, not the oh my god, let me touch him, let me see his hair, but it was almost like, I don't know, because that was like the first time I ever had that. Like, really,
you caught that, African Wolf? You caught that? How brothers be smiling when they talk about other countries, happy, full of peace and joy. Thank you, babe. Full of peace and joy when they talk about other countries. How come you'll never see us smiling like that when we talk about the United States? You'll never see us smiling like that.
I've been places and they looked at me like the rich black guy because you from the States and you out here and you got money. Or I looked at it like, why is this Negro out here? But never really like that. It was a weird, I don't know how to explain it. Like, to put it like this, like a rabbi asked for my autographs. He was like a straight up rabbi. It was like, yo, I know you're famous. I know you're somebody. Can I get your autograph type of shit? So it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. If you got a weak stomach, I would say don't go though, because you want to water a lot. To travel to the islands, you got to take a boat, and if those waters are choppy, it's not a good feeling.
Okay, so this is my journey as a black man living in China for the last 5 years, and I'm gonna break down how easy life is in China. So number one, the cost of living. I say this all the time. I don't know why people don't believe me, but in China, you do not pay a lot of money to rent an apartment. You don't need a high credit score, you need to pay all these fees, and they don't care about proof of income. Every single apartment that I rented, they never asked me for proof of income. No credit score, no hidden fees, no high deposits, and no proof of income. You can be piss poor, but if you pay the rent on time, they don't care. Let's stick to...
That's a good one, Meek. That's a good one from the movie Life.
To the cost of living. Once you move in, you pay your deposit, everything is there. Refrigerator, washer, couch, TV, bed, everything is there. You literally move into a brand new apartment with everything fully furnished. I was sleeping very well, knowing that I didn't have to worry about no credit score, no proof of income. My apartment wasn't butt naked. My apartment complex in China had over 4,000 people. Do you know there's no pet fees in China? The community that I lived in, they never charged for pet fees. Everybody had cats and dogs. They had play areas for the dogs. Just imagine, you got 4,000 people in one area and they all have pets. You can easily charge them 20 a month, 15 a month is gonna add up. But they avoided that. They don't charge. Think about it. You get an apartment, no proof of income, no credit score, low deposit, fully furnished, no pet fee. Think about how much peace would you have in China.
We're Black Americans living in China, and this is our $500 a month apartment.
So when you first walk in, you actually have the kitchen. It has nice cabinets and everything. It's not too big, not too small, but it's perfect for us. But one special thing about this kitchen is the fact that this is actually a unique feature. This comes out to, you know, give us more ventilation whenever we're cooking and stuff like that. So it's actually perfect. We actually love our kitchen. But let's get into this living room.
The aesthetic of this place is outstanding. That's what really sold us. I mean, look at this place. You have the nice black and gray aesthetic look to it. You also have massive windows, and you have a ceiling that can't be touched. And also, the thing about...
You know what I like about this couple? I think that they left the States, I think it was right out of high school or right out of college. I think it was high school. They've been gone for a few years. That I've been following them for a minute. This couple left right out of high school, man. It had to be like they were like 19 when they left the States. And they've been doing big things since that time period.
Shopping here in China for places to stay is most of the places is going to already be furnished. So no, we didn't have to pay a dime for any of this furniture here. It came with the place, and it's our option to change it out or keep it. And also one more thing, Shadu, Lao Shang Chong Lin.
Today, I'm going to be testing out Huawei's new fully touchscreen laptop in China. So apparently China just released a new laptop that is fully touchscreen, even the keyboard. So today, I'm gonna go check it out. I swear, it seems like every single time I turn around, Huawei is releasing a new product.
And this is another brand that they will not allow in the United States. We have this brand of their phones and computers in Colombia, but you guys will never see this brand in the States, ever.
Last year, they released the triple fold Huawei phone, and now they have a fully touchscreen laptop. And if you can't tell, I'm terrified to be holding this thing right now. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure you guys can see the fear right in my eyes. And I'm pretty sure the Huawei staff saw it too, because he came right over there and was like, girl, let me show you exactly what this thing can do. This thing literally comes with a touchscreen keyboard. Like, that is insane. This literally has me considering, should I switch from my MacBook? I just might if I can find a way to put a VPN on this thing. Apple definitely has some competition coming for sure. Comment down below what you guys think, because I might just switch. Like, look at this technology. You can barely tell the difference between the top of the laptop and the bottom. It looks so seamless. And here I am being excited over a touchscreen bar on my MacBook Pro. Is it just me, or does Apple come out with the same exact products but a different color or size every single time? Like, would you just look at this quality? I even pulled up our Chinese TikTok because our stuff is recorded in 4K.
Man, they sell all their phones, all their computers here in Cali. There is no limitations. Yes, sir. They sell all their hair, all of it, all their products. Any products that they have in China, they're eventually making it here to Colombia. This brand has been here for the longest, and it's considered one of the largest brand companies in Asia. It is huge. And y'all can't get them in America. Yep.
Okay, but apparently this thing is 8K. So this laptop is definitely the real deal. Literally every time the United States tries to sanction Huawei, they come back harder and harder every time. Like, I'm totally convinced that the United States actually has access to this type of technology. They just don't want to give it to us too fast because they don't know what else to come out with after that. So
yeah, they got it in Chippy Choppy Mall. They got it in Exeter grocery stores. They got them in the grocery stores.
Comment down below what you guys think about the new Huawei laptop, because this thing is giving laptop, iPad, all in one, and it's so seamless. I was just literally dead staring the laptop the entire time because you wouldn't even think it's a laptop. It literally looks like an iPad when you straighten it out. You cannot even tell. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. They even have cars in here. Look at this car, like no dashboard.
That's the Huawei car. They just came out with the car last year. A phone company just came out with a car last year.
I'm telling you, one thing about China, they have been doing dashboardless cars. Huawei sells so many types of products. They sell AirPods, they sell phones.
Look, let me tell y'all how easy it was for me to move to China and live like a king. My flight was about 24 hours. And you know, it took me a couple months to get settled. But once it was time for me to find my apartment, that process was like a couple days, I ain't gonna lie. So what you do is you search for your apartment. It's a Chinese app where you can search all the apartments for rent. I had a budget of like $400 a month, $500 a month. I went to multiple apartments. I probably had 4 or 5 tours. The first spot I found, it was a 3-bedroom for about $270 per month. 2-bathroom, fully furnished, 1-year lease. So literally, if I was ready to move in that same day, I could have moved in. Once the apartment is yours, they got to scan your face. So whenever it's time for you to walk through the gate at the entrance, it literally just scans your face and the door open for you. But you know me, I'm like, bro, it's only $270. I'm gonna try to find something for $400. So the one I found was $450. Because you got to pay for management fees and all that stuff. Yeah, it came fully furnished, air conditioned in every room, 2 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, balcony, 32nd floor. Had a touchscreen passcode on my door. Didn't ask for no credit. Ain't ask for my income. They ain't ask if I have a job. Literally just my passport, sign a contract, make the deposit, and the apartment was mine. Same day, I moved in. Oh yeah, when you order stuff, they bring it to your apartment. Bed sheets, food, furniture. I don't have to go downstairs to buy anything. They bring everything physically to the front door, bring it inside of the apartment, set it up. All you do is pay and say, "Xie, thank you." That's it.
That's it.
Being black in China. On one hand, yes, they will treat you like Michael Jackson and be taking hella pictures, but I didn't tell you the other side. My manufacturer actually invited me out to spend time with her family and do like camping activities and stuff. We've been working together for like, I want to say 4 years now, and the relationship started off as business, but honestly, she's actually family at this point. She very much treats me like her son when I'm there. She always takes care of me, her and her husband. She's bought me and my family gifts, and I make sure I always do the same. But there's something about like Chinese community, and it's something that I always talk about. The hospitality, the friendliness is just something that's like out of this world, bro. But this is just to show you the other side of being black in China.
你刚才问我啥呀？我操，他会说中国话，美女。是的，是的。变老母。不好意思，不好意思，不好意思。哎，美女。哎。他这么黑，他是哪国人呢？
他肯定是外国人呐，你。
外国人呐？哎，你皮肤咋这么黑呀？你咋皮肤长得这么黄呢？我黄种人呐，兄弟。那我黑种人呢，兄弟。那我有个很好奇的问题，一直想问你们。那你问，你们血是什么颜色的？那时候你的血是什么颜色的？我的血当然是红色的。那我当然是也是红色的。你是 O 还是 A？ 我是 O 型血。哎，万能血啊，兄弟。人黑红黄白都跟你的血都没关系，你知道吗？这个问的是啊。你太人，
太舍不得呢。
不走请吃饭呢。
My whole goal now is to disappear from that side of it because I kept doing the acting and I kept thinking one day this is.
Well, you're not stopping, are you?
I got to, dude.
Acting?
I got to.
No, you don't.
I got to.
That's a bad idea.
I've tried to go.
Terrence
the last
Howard
couple of days, how Terrence Howard, the actor.
Let's bring it back to the end again.
你们血是什么颜色的？那时候你的血是什么颜色的？我的血当然是红色的。那我当然是也是红色的。你是 O 还是 A？ 我是 O 型血。哎，万能血啊，兄弟。人黑红黄白都跟你的血都没关系，你知道吗？这个问的是啊。
咱去吃饭吧。
太人，
太舍不得呢。
不走，请吃饭呢。
My whole goal now is to disappear from that side of it because I kept doing the acting and I kept thinking one day this is.
Well, you're not stopping, are you?
I got to, dude.
Acting?
I got to.
He said, I got to stop. I'm done, man. He said, I'm done with these games. I'm done.
I got to.
No, you don't.
I got to.
That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
I've tried to go.
The last couple of days.
That's the end of our videos for tonight. The brother said, hey, listen, I'm done. I don't blame him, man. You got the money you need. You got the notoriety. You've made some of the best movies. You've had a hit television show that ran for 7 years. You got stacked on stacks of money. But you really are a brainiac. What do? Keep on being in California pretending? Or you do like Richie Mac and T-Mac and find life in other areas other than California? So I don't blame him, man. He's doing it like Barry Sanders. Leave out why you on top, man. Leave out why you on top. So shout out to Terrence Howard. And shout out to all the other famous Black actors and actresses and performers and singers that are looking to relocate, just as many of us are or have. Shout out to you guys. This episode was just to encourage you guys to keep holding on to your dreams, because we saw famous people and we just saw everyday guys being able to relocate to another country and enjoy the fruits of the products that's in the other countries, the food, the opportunities. Just think about going to China. You can get off the plane today, and there's no such thing as a credit check. There's no such thing as a first month's rent, last month's rent. You don't need a co-signer, and you can get a great apartment, fully furnished, basically within the first week. You can't do that in America. You cannot do that in America. Yeah, Detroit has always done Barry wrong, but you get my point. Barry left out on top. He said, yo, Terrence Howard is way too talented. He should have been bigger than what he is. Absolutely correct. But you know, Hollywood only lets you go so far. Yep. The brother said, I want to move in silence. He said, do it, but move in silence. Less resistance. Stay in the cut quietly. And he said that's what he plans on doing. So shout out to Terrence Howard, man. Shout out to Terrence Howard. Once again, tomorrow's episode is going to be about, since this is June, Men's Mental Health Month globally, we're going to be talking about what countries do men, especially men of color, normally relocate to for peace. There are a lot of countries where guys say, I came to this country because it gives me peace. I know the ladies in other countries are more attractive, but this particular country gives me peace. Like Terrence Howard and Terry Crews were looking at Iceland. It gave them peace. Samuel L. Jackson, Italy, gives them peace. Khalees and Austin Holloman, Kenya, peace. It's not all about going to where you can have fun. That's cool. But it's also what countries that you can go to and you know that you can have peace. Come on, man. I know, right? He ready to go. Terrence Howard is ready to go, man. He says hard out here for a pimp in the States. Here in the U.S., you have to pay an application fee. Yeah, that's true. Also, an application fee for an apartment that you're not even guaranteed. That's true. I forgot all about that. He said, I think Jonathan Majors needs to hear this. That's true, man. He should be gone. I really believe that Michael B. Jordan, when he's done, he's going to be gone too. Because he's always vacationing in Europe, enjoying life in Europe. Yeah, man. He said, yeah, you got a nice little list. Shout out to Gabriel being in the building. He said, I recently went to the library, ran into a Chinese citizen from Chong, let me not mispronounce that, Chongping. He said, I was invited to come eat with his family and could believe the hospitality away from home. Yeah, man. When Andrea and I travel, we meet so many cool couples from around the world. So many cool couples. Meek says this. He said, get that fun, get it out of your system and reboot. Then your mind will be clear to look for peace. Absolutely. It's pronounced Chong King. Shout out to Corporal being in the building. Watch it from Andrea's channel. He says pronounced Chong King. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's do the outro video, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Let's do the outro video. I'll be seeing you, gentlemen, mañana. Let's go here. We're gonna go with the Blasians tonight.
We can do better. We could be chasing dreams. We know what's right, and we know how it feels. Yeah, we can do better. We can make a change for real. Yeah, we can do a lot better. We can be facing fears. We know what's up, and we know how to get there. Yeah, we can be stars. We can be the best. Just put us to the test and we'll show the world there's another way. If we just try a little every day, we can make it better. We can do better. We can be setting goals. We understand right down to the soul that we can do better. We can have a heart of gold. So let's step it up. We could be making moves. We know what time it is, and we know just what to do. Yeah, we could be